walk in the world, and where tonight a new legacy explodes on the scene. Yeah! The Yamma, an evolution of the traditional fighting structure. The Yamma, which will change fight strategy forever in the mixed martial arts world. And so tonight, fighters have come to Atlantic City from all over the planet to test their skill inside the fence and test their will inside their souls. On the streets, it's against the law. In the pit, it is the law. The Trump Taj Mahal is ready. Are you ready for the debut of Yamma Pit Fighting? Hello again, everyone. I'm Bruce Beck. Welcome to the Mark Edis Arena, the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey, as Yamma Pit Fighting makes its debut in the mixed martial arts world. Tonight, we've got 8 fighters vying to become the Yamma heavyweight champion as we revive the tournament format. Also tonight, 2 Masters super fights. Oleg Taktarov takes on Mark Kerr, and Pat Smith meets Butterbean. But first, it is time to reveal the Yamma. What the Yamma is all about. Here's my broadcast partner, 1984 Olympic gold medalist in Greco-Roman wrestling, Jeff Blatnick.
And Bruce Beck, thank you very much. And partner, it is a pleasure to be working with you again. I am now standing in the Yamma, and it is broken up into distinctly 2 parts, a white circle fighting area and an orange warning track, which is in a slight incline. MMA has evolved. The fighters are no longer single-disciplined. They are multi-disciplined and multi-skilled. And if the fighters have evolved, so should the fighting structure. And that is what Yamma is designed to do. This flat circle measures 24 feet in diameter. But what makes the Yamma unique is the orange ring. It measures 3 feet wide, but has a 1 foot 7 inch elevation change. This incline will help funnel the fighters back down to the flat fighting surface. What does this mean? No more clinches up against a fence where there isn't a lot of activity, whether an upper body clinch or a double leg clinch. And so if you remove the environmental factor, the fighter's skills is the impetus that we look for. And that is what the Yamma was designed to do. And fighters will be challenged. They must adapt or they will become extinct. Back to you, Bruce.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. Also working with me is John Peretti, former international kickboxing champion and a matchmaker and producer in the mixed martial arts world. And John, what do you think of the Yamma?
I think the Yamma is the new metamorphosis by Bob Meyerowitz of this sport.
Well, when you talk about tonight's competition, we've got the revival of the tournament format, which means you've got to win 3 fights in order to win the tournament. So it's about endurance. It's also about skill.
It's a very short fight, though. You have to come in hot. And you have to be warm from the beginning, or you're going to get worn out fast.
Well, Jeff Blatnick joins me now outside the Yamma. You didn't do too badly in there for the first time.
Thank you, buddy.
And Jeff, Rico Rodriguez is a guy to watch in the tournament, but we've also got some rising stars.
Absolutely. Rico Rodriguez, head of the world at one time as champion of the UFC. But he had fallen on hard times, but is on a comeback. He's dangerous. He has experience. You have Travis View, perhaps of any fighter here in the tournament, he has the most experience, and experience is a key. And then you have Marcelo Pereiro. He comes in with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Who knows how dangerous he is on the ground? And watch out for a guy named Chris Tuchscher. He's out of North Dakota State University. He's a great wrestler training in Minnesota.
Well, tonight's event is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, and they are the unified rules of mixed martial arts. Let's take a look at the specific rules that we will be under tonight. First of all, All rounds will be 5 minutes. In the quarterfinals and semifinals, 1 round. In the finals, 3 rounds. Fighters will use 4-ounce gloves that allow fingers to grab. The 10-point must system is in effect. 3 judges score the fight. Elbow strikes are allowed except those hitting downward with the point of the elbow, and all fouls are penalized. All right, Jeff, what about the super fight between Oleg Taktarov and Mark Kerr? If it was 10 years ago, we would be very pumped up. What about now?
Both of these guys, UFC champions. Mark Kerr, not only an NCAA wrestling champion, he lost out to Kurt Angle in the Olympic trials. Angle went on to win a gold medal. Legendary grappler. This is a great matchup. Wrestler against Sambo. Both of them are along in years, but both have had their share of problems. For Kerr, he faced his own demons. He's now coming back. For Taktarov, it's about focus. This man is a movie star in a movie with Nicolas Cage, national treasure, one of the top 3 actors in Russia. Question is, how much focus does he have on his fighting skills?
All right,
and that
John,
will be answered in the Yamma.
Absolutely. What about the other super fight, Pat Smith against Butterbean? This one looks like it could be volatile and fast.
It could be very quick. But again, Butterbean has never experienced a surface like this. He's never backed up with his heels and hit anything except ropes with his back. So he's going to have a really hard time out there. And Pat Smith is an incredibly unorthodox fighter and quicker than you may think. And in this fight, he might look like Speedy Gonzalez.
All right, it is time for our first bout of the evening as we unveil the tournament. 4 quarterfinal matches coming up. There'll be 2 semifinals later, and then a champion in the Yamma heavyweight division. So here we go with our opening bout. This a quarterfinal contest, and it will be Alexei Olenok of the Ukraine going toe-to-toe with Sherman Pendergast of Iowa. So let's meet the 30-year-old fighter from the Ukraine, who is our first competitor tonight, headed into the Yamma.
His name is Alexei Olenik. He was born in Ukraine, in Kharkov. Now he lives in Russia, in Rostov. And his favorite style is combat sambo. He's gonna fight because he's a man. This is the first one. And the second one, he represents his country and he represents his club. After this fight, when he lost, he made a decision, and after this, he won 5 championships in Russia, and now he want to surprise everybody.
Alexei Olenok, known as the Samurai, out of the Ukraine, trains in the Legend Sports Club, Rostov-on-Don, Russia. And he's handled by Gene Fabricant, who nicely helped us with the translation of the fabled coach. He's fought in Russia, Canada, Poland, and the Ukraine. Tonight he makes his American debut. 6-3 in mixed martial arts, 30 years of age. He says, Jeff, it's all about gaining respect for himself.
Yeah, that's what he said to me, to attain self-respect. So he looks at it from almost that samurai point of view, that Bushido code. He's trained with the likes of Igor Valtrunchin. And watch out, you know, this guy on the ground with a sambo background, he understands submissions. Question I have, how well does he understand striking?
And you know, Johnny says he's not an emotional fighter, more of a strategist, an Eastern European style that we see often.
Yeah, you know, for a sambo fighter, he looks like a bit of a pencil neck to me. He's tall and thin. You know, I haven't seen his ankles, but, you know, these guys can move really well from the hips, but can they take a punch?
And now he makes his way into the Yamma.
And there he is. Said he learned to punch more after a couple of losses. He studied boxing more than kickboxing now.
And his opponent is Sherman Pendergast. Let's find out a little bit more about the tank.
My fighting style, I'd say wrestling, throwing a little bit of boxing in there. I like to end fights the quickest way that I can. From beginning to end, there's no, I gotta feel this guy out, I gotta be on the defense. You gotta be in an offense at all times. I mean, the first 2 fights, you're only getting 5 minutes. I mean, this guy takes you down, he might hold you down. He might do anything. So it's all offensive. My strategy is going crazy. How I feel about this fighter I'm getting ready to fight? Well, I don't know very much, don't care to. The fight's a fight. I'm coming to fight. It's my way, not his way. He's got to look out for me.
Blessed be the Lord, my rock. who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle.
Well, Sherman says he always gives the best. If you're going to gamble, gamble hard. No stalling, no feeling out. You've got to go in the Yamma. You have to go. He said that to us yesterday on the boardwalk about 5 times. Pendergast, Militech Fighting Systems. Wrestling, heavy striking thrown in there. 264 pounds. And this is one of the slower walks that we have seen to a fighting surface in a while. More deliberate than normal.
Well, he's taking his time to get into the Yamma. Pendergast out of Old Dominion did some wrestling while he was there. He was an NCAA qualifier at heavyweight. But he's also added a little bit more to that arsenal to get ready for this fight. But without question, wrestling is in his blood.
You know, Alexei looks like a sprinter. He's got high glutes and high calves. He might have a lot more speed than we think.
I've learned not to underestimate body types. You never know what's contained inside that chest, and that really is what dictates how a fighter performs when he does battle. It's all about heart.
And here he comes, Sherman Pendergast.
264 pounds of heart.
Last fight was in December in the Ring of Fire, and he lost a TKO in the first round to Shane Carwin. All right, right now it's time to go up to our Yamma announcer tonight, the distinct voice in the entertainment and sports community, Scott Farrell.
Ladies and gentlemen in the house and on pay-per-view, welcome to the beautiful Mark Estes Arena in the magnificent Trump Taj Mahal in the legendary Atlantic City, New Jersey. Are you ready to shake it? Ooh. Yamma pit fighting is in your face. Tonight's fights are sanctioned by the New Jersey Athletic Control Board. Tonight's fight card is being brought to you by Pep Boys, the leaders of quality automotive parts. Americana Vodka, America's only luxury vodka. Combat Sports, the official gloves of Yamma pit fighting. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. Our referees for tonight's Yamma pit fighting debut, Big Dan Mergliotti and Kevin Mulhall, will carry this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner this evening, standing at a rugged 6'1", 220. You do not want to mess with this man. With a record in MMA of 6-3-0, fighting out of Rostov-on-Don, Russia, and originally from Kharkov, Ukraine, and the Red Devils Sports Club, making his American debut, Alexei the Samurai Olenek. And standing in the red corner, Vicious is his middle name. At 6'1", 264, and an MMA record of 10-8-0. From Baltimore, but fighting out of Bendorf, Iowa, and the Militech Fighting Systems. Give it up for the tank, Sherman Pendergast.
All right, 1 5-minute round. Pressure on both guys to make things happen. Here is the tail of the tape. And as you can see, Pendergast he says he's somewhere between the ages of 25 and 40. How did we get 42? I worked on him all day yesterday. He's also 44 pounds heavier than Olenek. And he's got 18 fights compared to 9 for the Ukrainian. Third man in the Yamma is Kevin Mulhall, Perth Amboy, New Jersey, 26 years of martial arts experience. He, along with Dan Miragliotta, the first 2 refs in New Jersey to handle mixed martial arts, were underway. And a bum rush quick by Pendergast. Right up to the warning track.
And he's on top now. Let's see what he can do to operate to break that guard of Oleg. And just look at Oleg down there, hands nice and smooth.
Now he's comfortably in the guard.
Oh, when you close the guard, when you got that cushion up against the back of your head, it's like watching television, I guess.
That warning track is 3 feet wide. It rises by 1 foot 7 inches. It's like an angled lip. And right now on the side of it is Oleg.
Well, those punches aren't doing anything. I could see the referee here, Kevin Moho, come in right now and start the standing.
See him moving to the side with an elevator, 2 elevators.
Oleg, the samurai, showing patience. But again, patience is not a virtue when you have a 5-minute round.
That's correct. He's going for a key lock there, but Pendergast able to move the right arm out of the way.
Sherman tried to throw a short right hand. It didn't really get through.
Alexei's working to get to the downside of the ring.
And now
there it is.
It's broken up, and rightfully so by Kevin Mulhall. Not much was going on there. And so with 3:29 left and working downward, they'll try again on the reset. There's a right hand by Oleg.
And the knee.
Another knee.
2.
And he used the warning track nicely there to fire the knee. Now he takes down Pendergast. Goes to the body. Chops away with short right hands.
He has to free that left arm, and he does.
Now let's see how he operates. Is he going to be content to stay in the guard and strike, or will he try to break guard, strike, and maybe set up a submission?
I think he's going to sit back.
Those body blows will wear on you, but it's a little different in a 5-minute fight than if you're in a 5-round fight.
Yeah, the key here is try to get one bomb in there and make an impression on the judges.
Pendergast remains in the guard. Oleg trying to throw some right hands. Now a little movement by Pendergast. Oleg, good right hand. He got through that time.
Gonna sit back, open him up. This fight is
2:15 to
half
go.
over. You beat me, Bruce.
It goes quickly, and another break. So Mulhall wants action, and he'll get another chance. And a warning.
Very interesting that the ref would break it while punches are being thrown.
And the warning was to Oleg for throwing a late punch.
You okay?
No points subtracted.
Doing great. You gave him warning.
Pendergast is unhappy because he thought it should have been a deduction of a point. He better get back busy.
And he says hello with a big right hand.
Yeah, but he picked up speed in Ohio, you know. It was a...
Oh, look at that drop by Oleg. He pulled it from the top to 3 feet up, down to the bottom base in white.
And Pendergast had a chance to move laterally, circle out of it. He didn't. He just tried to brace, and Oleg with his speed dropped under him, ripped that double out.
And again, the cant of this arena really changed that, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Now Oleg goes back to the body. That right hand's been his best punch, right to the midsection, the solar plexus. You can feel that. It'll last into the wee hours of the morning.
And with that takedown, Alexei Oleg is definitely in command of this fight.
And he looks good, too.
Very comfortable, very poised. We might see another break
Here's
here.
the tap.
Yep.
He choked him out.
He got him.
Choked him out. First you thought he might be clinching, but he was choking, and he wound up getting the victory by submission.
So Oleg wins by choke, by submission. Inside of a minute. And John, you talked about he looked good, and he did look good. He was patient, but at the same time aggressive enough to employ his submission hold.
Yeah, really, and you know, just kind of confident, and you know, obviously well trained. You know, was that Gene's guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, there
Gene
you go.
Fabricant.
Again, body of a sprinter.
It was very subtle, Jeff.
But really the key to Oleg's success was getting that second takedown. And by able to do that, he put himself in command of the fight.
Tell you another thing, he sure didn't waste any energy in this fight. He's got a lot left in him.
And he didn't take any attrition whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Smart way to start a tournament.
So Olenek advances to the semifinals. Here's some action from our first bout of the night.
What I like about this is that we finally have seen a guy stand at the very top of the cant. So he's all the way up there and he gets pulled down, as Jeff says. And he went down fast, much faster than he would have on a flat surface, correct?
There's the tap out.
I think, right, there was a nice choke going on there. The key to that is when you get backed up, you need to circle out. Right there, you see the choke. You see the pain that
4:18 of the round.
Pendergast was in.
Winner by choke and tap outs, the Samurai Alexei Olenek.
So Olenek is 7-3 in MMA, and he's one of the guys before we started the evening that we didn't know that much about. Fighting in Russia, Canada, Poland, Ukraine, making his American debut, and he starts out impressively.
Yeah, and he threw a really couple of nice straight right hands. He threw two really sweet knees. The guy couldn't defend against him. I don't even think he saw the first one coming. What do you think, Jeff?
I agree with you. That one right hand that he caught Pendergast squarely in the jaw, and you know that sent something to Pendergast that he just can't come walking in and try to muscle him again. And it really did change the fight a little bit. At that point, it was Olenek moving forward instead of Pendergast.
And there we are backstage, as you can see guys being worked on. The Hammer, Mark Coleman. He's got a fighter here tonight. And you'll see a lot of action coming on as the evening unfolds. We are set for our second bout of the evening. And it will be, that's a good look, by the way, at George Bush III, who is from Columbus. That's the stopping grounds of Mr. Coleman. So you saw a little stretching. We'll get to him a little bit later on. Time right now to meet Tony Sylvester in our next quarterfinal match. The King.
My name's Tony Sylvester. I'm fighting out of Canton, Ohio, and my fighting style is freestyle fighting. I'm more of an upper body fighter. I mean, I do have a traditional wrestling background, and you're always going to be what you are, but I'm a Greco-Roman more than I would say I'm a legs guy or a traditional folk-style wrestler, and I've incorporated a lot of hand submissions into that, but I like to stay on my feet. I've actually been on a car with Chris Tucher, and he's an impressive wrestler and seems to be very strong, very confident, and seems to have developed his game quite a bit, probably from the last time I saw him, which would have been 2 years ago. I think that we're going to make it a hard physical contest. I think it's going to come down to conditioning and willpower, maybe striking, and I feel that I have the advantage in all three of those areas.
Tony Sylvester hails from Canton, Ohio. He's 10-1 in mixed martial arts competition. He's had a lot of setbacks, injuries, timing, he said, has never been perfect, but now he gets a chance, and he loves the revival of the tournament.
He's also a bounty hunter. And I'm sure he's looking at his opponent, Chris Tucher, as a criminal. And he wants to bring him in. That or we want to get Dog on this show and put him up against Dog.
You know, I have an ignorant question, but, you know, as we've seen in mixed martial arts in the past, you know, there's been a bunch of hair holding, and this boy's got a ponytail.
Now, hair pulling is now illegal in MMA, so he won't have to worry about that.
Tony Sylvester makes his way into the Yamma, part of the 8-man tournament for the title, Yamma heavyweight champion. His opponent, Chris Tucher.
My fighting style would be described as very aggressive, always looking to get my opponent to the ground, and very aggressive ground and pound. My opponent is Tony Sylvester. I did my research on him. It looks like he's fought some common opponents that I have fought, and also beat them too, same as me beating them. And you know, I can't find no footage on him, and I know he's another wrestler, boxer type guy. And I guess my strategy towards him is going to be very aggressive, and we'll see if he can handle that. You know, I've been training hard for this, and you know, I'm going to give it all I got. It's going to be all out on the table for those 5 minutes, you know.
Well, Taktarov 11-0 as a pro. Jeff talked about him in the open, known for powerful takedown ability and aggressiveness, and he can be savage, he says, with his ground and pound approach. Calls this another stepping stone towards fighting bigger name guys. Well, if he can prove it in a tournament format, he's going to get some respect.
You know what I don't understand, Jeff? You know, he talks about his Greco-Roman background. What's the story there?
Well, I mean, anybody could have a Greco-Roman background and say they're, you know, they're more skilled at Greco-Roman wrestling, and I think that will help him coming in here. But I did not know Tony on the national level, if that is what you're asking.
It is.
But certainly understanding clinching, controlling the upper body, and as we discussed earlier, Greco really controls your opponent's whole body more than freestyle, where most of it's done from the outside, shooting in.
And bad position.
And technically can be bad position for fighting and striking, yes. Head down, catching a knee on the way up.
Taktarov wrestled at North Dakota State and Minnesota State.
Thundering Herd!
He's an adrenaline guy who loves competition with anything, and here's Scott Farrell. Let's go up to our announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judges for this second brawl this evening in the tournament, sitting ringside, Eric Colon, Ray Martin, and Fred Fitzgerald. Our referee for this second bout is Big Dan Mergliotti. Now, standing in the blue corner, looking ready to dance and get it on, 6'3", 262 pounds, bringing some leverage. 7 straight wins in MMA and a record of 10-1-0. The former Division I wrestling champ from Ohio State University, from Canton, Ohio, the home of the NFL Hall of Fame, a boxing and wrestling specialist. Give it up for the king, Tony Sylvester. And getting ready to bring it from the red corner this evening at the Taj in AC. Standing 6'2", 264, and pacing like he hasn't eaten in a week. He's going to the electric chair at 11-0-0 in his MMA career from Fargo, North Dakota, a wrestling and boxing specialist himself. Please give some love to Chris Taktarov.
Tail of the tape for this second bout in the Yamma heavyweight tournament. Taktarov, 6'2", Sylvester 6'3", both are 30. Weight very similar. Sylvester 1 loss, Taktarov is undefeated.
One thing to note, they're both left-handed. Sylvester can go either way, but Taktarov is a lefty. Watch out for the unorthodox.
And Taktarov looks like he's ready to charge across the Yamma. And if you go up on that apron a little bit, if you go up on the warning track, you can fire down, which was something that we talked about earlier.
See how Taktarov will try to set up the takedown. He wants it on the ground. Sylvester wants to keep it standing using sprawl and brawl.
Sylvester's very tentative standing.
Almost too tentative. Taktarov right in, has the takedown, but Sylvester in a nice position, the hammer punch.
Good little punch there by Tony Sylvester.
Sometimes you can just hurt your hand doing that.
Now Taktarov trying to push him up against that fence.
And he's able to get his head to the outside as Taktarov looks to take the corner, but I give Sylvester credit. He's not going down.
Taktarov breaking him off with the left hand.
Oh, now you see
Sylvester
if he was a true
breaks out.
Greco-Roman guy.
There you go.
That would have been the move, huh?
I didn't think we'd see it hit the fence, but we are looking at it hit the fence.
Tough to stay up there on that angle, and Tony is doing a heck of a job.
There's Taktarov finally pulls him down, gets the takedown.
Tuxer trying to unleash the left hand. There's a good left.
Oh, trying to go out the hole.
Tried that little quarter turn, hooking Tuxer's thigh.
Gets to the side mount. Hammers down that left hand.
He should continue to do that. It's wide open. There's nothing to stop that left hammer punch.
But his position gets higher and higher, which is effective.
Sylvester continues to work.
Here's a guy who's actually almost gotten up.
Looking for the choke. Tuxer.
He's deep.
Something to point out, Tuxer trains with Brock Lesnar.
Sylvester got out of it.
And where's his right hand when he needs it?
He can knee right now, doesn't get it off.
These guys with very similar builds and holding each other standstill right now. There's a knee landed by Tuxer.
But not effectively.
A right hand short uppercut. And down goes Sylvester.
He's tired.
3, 4, 5, 6 left hands in there.
And Tuxer grabbed the fence. You heard Nurgliata say it.
But Sylvester is up for the second time in the fight.
Yes, he is. Tough man to keep down.
And he wants that entangled arm, but he doesn't have the position for it.
No, he doesn't. Leverage working against him, and now he's given up his back.
Once again, Sylvester on the angled lip, trying to get out of trouble. Tuxer pushes him into the chain link fence. 2 minutes to go in this one single round. Winner goes to the semifinals. It's been one-dimensional with Tuxer on Sylvester and pushing him up against the lip and up against the cage.
Really, Tuxer really has no answer here on how to attack Sylvester. He can let him go, try to punch, but he's been ineffective at trying to get him down into the flat fighting area. Sylvester doing a good job of keeping base and continually moving.
John, can Sylvester climb up there? Can Sylvester climb up there and try to push off and get something out of it?
It's getting a little late in the game.
Winding down to a minute left, but these punches will score.
Let go of the fence again. Big Dan talking to Tony Sylvester. Those left hands, a couple of them are getting through. That one did. Then he blocks one with his arm. Then another one gets through. It's about 1 for 2. But that's more than Sylvester is throwing.
I think Blatnick would soup him here.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's giving you your hips. You can duck under that and go back.
And there it is.
Right there, they're in the position to do it. If Sylvester climbs up, the hips get higher, easier to throw.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go in the bout. Sylvester trying to break free.
I don't like a guy who fights with his face away from somebody.
Yeah, Sylvester isn't turning the face. This is pretty defensive. Looking to elbow, but
Tuxer keeps him in a bear hug almost the entire fight.
He's got that position again if he wants to use it.
Final seconds of the bout. Chris Tuxer.
Oh, he goes for the wind-up knee.
Gets a couple of knees in before the bell. But Tuxer took the fight to Tony Sylvester, who was trying to get out of there but never was able to, and kept his back to Tuxer almost the entire bout.
I don't like that.
And Tuxer, used up some energy here. He's going to have to fight twice more tonight. 5 minutes of trying to get your opponent to do something is not easy.
And there's no attrition to Tuxer at all. None.
3 judges here, Eric Colon, Ray Martin, and Fred Fitzgerald will score this bout. Nick Lembo on the premises for the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board.
Hey, props go to New Jersey. They're the first state of the big 3 that brought in MMA. And once they allowed it in, it has been nothing but downhill running, and the sport of MMA has grown.
But they gave us a really hard time.
Everybody gave us a hard time in the beginning.
Waiting for the official announcement from the judges, and Scott Farrell will give us the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 round, the judges have scored it a unanimous decision. And still undefeated at 12-0-0, Chris Taktarov.
So Chris Taktarov improves to 12-0. He's still got perhaps 2 fights later tonight. We'll see if a opponent who wants to get really tangled up wants to do something. We'll find out more about that later. Here's Jeff Blatnick.
Thank you, Bruce. Chris, what was your strategy going into that fight? How were you going to deal with him?
I knew he was a wrestler, and I knew if I could get him towards the edge of the pit, you know, it'd be towards my benefit if I could get him down and keep him up against there trying to push back on me, you know.
He seemed pretty determined not to go down flat. He kept his base. He actually used that inclined area to keep his base. How were you? You seemed a little bit tough on that riddle on how to get him flat.
I was a little confused there at the time, but I kind of figured it out there at the end, and I felt a lot more comfortable towards the end. And he put up a good fight. I mean.
Okay, we know if you take a look at the big screen over there, you had a takedown. You said you wanted to get takedowns. How were you, what was your plan going in? Were you looking for doubles?
Oh, sure. I was looking for the, if he gave me the outside ring, I was going to take him down. I was going to try and take him down. I knew because, he's a wrestler. I didn't want to be my back towards the ring, so I took the shot, and I guess the fight went from there.
But tell us, did you suffer at all in that? Any injuries, any dings?
No, it's one of them deals where those first 5 minutes are just, the first 5 minutes is just like you feel like you're kind of out of shape, but you're not. But now I think I got that blow out of me, and I'll be ready to go for the second round.
Well, nerves affect everybody. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in the semifinals.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Back to you, Bruce.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. So Taktarov advances with the unanimous decision. Halfway through this first round of action. Quarterfinals, 4 bouts. There's a look at Tony Sylvester. And don't forget, on June 21st, the Yamma middleweight title will be on the line. Also featuring a female super fight and a masters super fight, and that will be Yamma 2. So we invite you also to go to our website, www.yammapitfighting.com. Fill out the questionnaire tonight, and you'll get a t-shirt too. So we'd love to hear your thoughts as the evening unfolds by checking out the website at www.yammapitfighting.com. We're at the Mark Kerr Arena at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And this is the return of the tournament as we crown a heavyweight champion tonight. And Taktarov was in a situation there, John, where, he was trying to get something going, but every time that Sylvester turned away, there's not much he could do except grab the bear hug and kind of work him and ride him a little bit, try to break him free.
He had a couple of weapons. He had a knee that he used, 3-4 times, especially at the end. He did try to get him off that apron. But when a guy is, facing away from you, he's not really in the fight. He's basically just stalling. I really wanted to see what Blatnick and I were talking about, him grabbing him. He looked really close to having that kind of suplex.
It's too bad he wasn't able to do more Greco-Roman wrestling. He's probably a freestyle, got a great double leg. He was a tremendous athlete at North Dakota State. But yeah, if those hips are up, especially elevated because they're on that inclined area, the warning track, you could soup them. And we have seen straight back suplees in mixed martial arts, and they can be devastating. And certainly a crowd favorite.
What did you see from Taktarov, Jeff? You were one of the guys before the evening that said, hey, I think this guy could be a factor here.
Well, he's a great wrestler, and I think he really hit it on the head when he said the first 5 minutes, you're thinking about a tournament, that's 3 fights, but you take them one step at a time. And I think, the overwhelming thought of coming in, new fighting surface, tough opponent, you got nerves. And I think him able to get through that first round, he'll loosen up, he'll perform better.
All right, so the tournament rolls on. We've got 2 bouts complete. We have 2 more still to come before we feature our first super fight of the evening. Jeff, we're talking about a tournament again and again. Here's the question where endurance will come into play with a guy like Taktarov. 5 minutes, working hard, unable to do what you were able to do, but still, it takes energy out of you.
He certainly does, but a wrestler who's been in many, many different kinds of tournaments during their career, they're used to putting out that kind of work ethic and coming back a short time later and doing it again. So this is nothing unusual for Chris. He's faced this kind of thing before, didn't have any real attrition, wasn't banged up, didn't get twisted, wasn't on the bottom. So I look at him as he's in the driver's seat, just needs to refine a little better his offense.
All right, time to meet our next fighter as we continue along with the quarterfinals.
Hi, my name is Marcelo Donald. My nickname is Duck. I'm from Brazil, from Maringá, and my style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, I think all the guys is prepared to go so fast and need it very aggressive. I'm gonna do the same. I know Travis is a great fighter, you know, he fight in UFC, Pride. I think it's a hard fight to me, but my best weapon is my jiu-jitsu. If I put the fight on the floor, I think that is my home.
I'll see. Marcelo Pato Pereira. Pato means duck. His middle name is Donald, and so that's how he has earned that nickname. He is from Maringá in Brazil, which is 6 hours from Curitiba. And his mixed martial arts record is 5-0. A three-time world champion of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a four-time Brazilian national champion, 500 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu victories. So with Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai in his arsenal, I think he'd like to be on the canvas.
Well, certainly he has the ability with Muay Thai to try to deal with striking, but his overwhelming background, that overwhelming training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, look for him to try to be on top and put away an opponent with a submission.
I don't know, guys. You know, this guy's awfully leggy, and I know the shoot box people that he trains with. I think that a guy with legs that long has the ability to head kick.
You're a favorite of the head kick, aren't you? You
Clearly.
like to see that.
Body punches and head kicks. I love it.
So Pereira, who says Hoist Gracie inspired him. Coached by Rodrigo Feijó. First time mixed martial arts competition in the U.S. And Pereira acknowledging the crowd.
And guys, look at his right ankle. All taped up and ready to go, a la Maurice Smith.
His opponent is from Rochester, Minnesota. Let's find out more about the man they call Diesel.
I'm a wrestler. I wrestled in high school and college. I did well in both of those, and I work a lot of my jiu-jitsu, a lot of my boxing, but I always seem to go back to wrestling. I don't know a lot about him. I see he's Brazilian, so I'm assuming he's going to be good on the ground. He's got a lot of jiu-jitsu matches, but this isn't jiu-jitsu, so that doesn't really mean too much to me. I trained with a really good Brazilian back in Rochester, in Mario Roberto. He's one of the best guys I've ever worked with on the ground, so I feel I'm comfortable on the ground with any Brazilian. I fought a lot of Brazilians in the past, and I've did well against them, so it presents a challenge, but nothing I haven't seen before in the past.
Travis View holds the XFO championship belt in the Extreme Fight Organization. He's 48-11. Some guys have 5 fights coming into tonight. He's got almost 60. Training out of the 4th Street Boxing Gym in Rochester, Minnesota. 2001 was his first MMA match. Fought in UFC, Pride, IFL, and IFC. And this is his first fight since the end of December when he won a TKO.
Now this is a kid that if he didn't want to take anybody down, he could stand up and box. So it's always strange to me to have a wrestler want to take a jiu-jitsu guy down who's superior to him in submission. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, I'm agreeing with you there. You don't want to play out necessarily to your opponent's strength. View obviously has some boxing in his background, has tremendous amount of experience, and he realizes, and I'm sure he does, that submissions are always a constant threat, and you need to be on guard against them. I get the striking to View and the submission ground game to Marcelo, and it'll be interesting to see what environment they will fight in.
You know, you say he's got a lot of experience, but he also admits he's an acclaimed journeyman, and he doesn't like the way it sounds. Makes him sound old and not accomplished, but he can reverse some of that tonight.
He knocked out Keith Jardine in 6 seconds. That's all I need to say about that.
So if he doesn't want to go to the ground, we don't go to the ground.
That's right.
Here comes Scott Farrell to introduce the fighters formally.
Our referee for our third brawl this evening in the Yamma pit at the Taj, refereed by Big Dan Mergliata. Stomp you out. Standing in the blue corner at 6'3", 219 and livid, steaming mad at 5-0-0 in his MMA career. From Maringa, Brazil, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Muay Thai specialist. Give it up for Marcelo Pata Pereira. And staring him down with a nasty glare in the red corner at 6'3", 242 and laced with tats. 47-11-0 in his MMA career. From Rochester, the Land O'Lakes, Minnesota, a boxing wrestling specialist, a UFC Pride and IFL veteran of this game. Give it up for Travis, the Diesel. Give me a room with a view.
All right, thank you, Scott. Here we go. Tail of the tape. Pereira against View. View is 30 years of age. Pereira is 29. Both are 6'3". View's got 23 pounds on him, and he's got a lot more experience in terms of MMA competition. But Pereira has been around the world when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Big Dan Miragliata, Atlanta Highlands, New Jersey. 30 years of martial arts experience will start up the fighters.
You ready? You ready? Let's go fight.
View tried to pop that right hand. Now he takes him down the leg.
And that was a sweet setup. He said that if he got 2 takedowns, he would be in the finals. There's his first. Can he operate now on the ground in the guard of Pereira?
You know, and here's a guy who's trained with Jeremy Horn and Pat Miletich. And Jeremy is like training with Gumby. So this guy knows what it's like down there.
He came to the country in preparation for this and actually competed in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament on Long Island and won it just to take the edge off. And those skills will come to use now.
Nice little
View on top.
Pereira comfortably in the guard. Right hand by View, trying to unleash it, but he didn't get too much on it. Travis working.
View not taking the bait to try to reach behind one of those legs and throw it by. It could lead to a triangle. So he continues to stay focused, good position, arms in front.
And the Brazilians are very emotional people, and you can always hear them screaming from all ends of the arena while fights are going on.
View tried to unleash the left there, didn't really get much through again, and there's Pato popping away to the head of View.
There you see how that guard can stretch you out. View having a hard time getting there.
It was a very smart move by View. He pulled his arms out just as the legs started crawling up a little too high for his pleasure.
Still over 3 minutes to go in this one round. And the difference here of only a one-round bout is Pereira's going to have to make some kind of move. You can't just comfortably sit in the guard and wait for your opportunity later.
Well, he is striking. So is View, and it's the person who's going to land the bomb. That takedown, though, a big difference on the judges' card.
The legs come up higher. Travis is no dummy.
Travis has some weight on his opponent, too. About 30 pounds.
Well, the referee isn't stepping in because View is keeping busy. He's punching, as is Marcelo. So if it stays like this, it's really View in the driver's seat.
That was the best right hand of the fight just then.
Pereira in the guard. View has been this way since the beginning. Good takedown by View, and this is where the fight has been waged, on the white part of the canvas. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in this round.
The referee is pretty patient.
Short little right hand landed by Pereira. And
There it
there's the
is.
break.
Still plenty of time. Well, View might need more than one takedown
Oh, that
to win
is
this fight.
not. Sorry, Jeff. That was no leg
He
kick.
went after him again. View, the aggressor, taking Pato Pereira up against the warning track.
Here, Pereira just tying up the arms, not trying to move or get away here, and he's running out of time.
And thus far, View very confident, very patient.
Seems to me that he's comfortable staying in the guard. He doesn't transition to find submissions as much as he just stays fundamentally sound, but that's not going to do it in a short fight.
No, you know, this duration of this experience is brief.
Which means you've got to make something happen. You can see View almost getting to the side mount.
Thought Pereira might use that underhook, try to throw him by, come out the side, but nothing doing.
He's overpowered. Legs are up real high, and then Travis just bucks it off.
As you can see, under 30 seconds, he's got to get something going now.
And View is just bullying him. Coming up on 15 seconds to go. Can Pereira do anything? If View is not going to make a foolish mistake, he's going to back off, then come in with the right hand. And that should do it.
Yep, workmanlike, but effective.
Right.
Looked like got thrown right at the break.
And you can see a big gash on Marcelo Pereira's left
eye and ear.
Left eye and ear, yes.
From
the
that
blood
last right
flowed
hand.
down the cheek, but it was from those two particular spots.
It was that big right hand.
It was
when
late.
It was nice.
And Travis View was just
I like this kid.
bullying his opponent.
Yeah, he said he needed 2 takedowns to make it to the finals. He needed 2 takedowns to win this fight. And there, the class of the MMA competitors acknowledging their respect for one another.
So it goes the full 5 minutes, and Travis View waiting for the official announcement from our judges. His idol is Randy Couture. Managed by Monty Cox and trained by Mario Roberto. Trained with Dan Mene and Pat Militic. More of a wrestler, but pretty commanding.
Yeah, and you know, he's training with Milicic and Jeremy Horn, and he's got Monty Cox behind him. My God, you know, that's some stable.
Let's go to Scott Farrell.
The judges have scored this fight a unanimous decision. Moving to 48-11-0 from Rochester, Minnesota, it's the Diesel, Travis View Kitson.
Hey, forget about that stuff, an acclaimed journeyman. He looked like an accomplished, experienced professional. And he's standing by right now with Jeff Blatnick.
that you would need 2 takedowns to reach the finals. It seemed like you need 2 takedowns to win this fight.
I needed 2. Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's good on the ground. I knew he'd be good on the ground. All Brazilians are tough. I knew it was going to be a tough fight, and it was a good fight. I didn't come here for 1 win. I came here for 3, so just getting started.
Absolutely, a win is advancing, and that is what the focus is. Here, take a look up top here at the video, and tell us what you're thinking, what you're doing.
He's good on the ground. He kept moving his hips up a lot. I wanted to do a lot of damage on the ground. I should have stayed a little bit more busy, but he was dangerous on the ground. I wish I could take more credit for it, but I was a lot bigger, a lot stronger than he was, and he was definitely probably more technical, but you know, that's my game, and it worked well. So.
When did you do the damage to his eye? Was that late in the fight?
I think it was late in the fight. I think definitely last minute of the round, I landed some good shots. I could tell he was starting to get a little tired, so he's good, though. Good on the ground, very dangerous.
Any injuries, any dings?
No, I'm ready to go.
Well, we wish you best of luck in the semifinals.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet, Travis. Back to you, Bruce.
All right, so it's Olenek against Chuck Schur and View against the winner of our next bout between George Bush III and Rico Rodriguez as we continue to move along in the quarterfinals of the Yamma Pit Fighting Heavyweight Tournament. Fans are enjoying it here at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And right now, time to meet our next competitor.
My name is George W. Bush III from Columbus, Ohio. And my fighting style is sprawl and brawl. I looked at 7 opponents and didn't know who at first who I was fighting. And I have the same approach for all of them. It's a crapshoot with this, you know. 8-man tournament, you can't tell. I'd like to face Rico. He's the man right now. You know, that's what I want. Started wrestling in high school. I had small coaches, so I had to learn to wrestle as a small guy. You know, so I didn't learn a lot of clinches and stuff like that. I learned a lot of shots and scrambling and quick technique. So I was mainly a baseball player in high school. I think that's helped me a lot with my timing, my reflexes, my hand-eye coordination. I think that's going to make a big difference.
George W. Bush III. Out of Columbus, Ohio. You know, Atlantic City hosted the 1964 Democratic National Convention, which nominated Lyndon Johnson for president and Hubert Humphrey as vice president, but we've got a Bush in the house tonight. He's out of Columbus, Hammer House. Mark Coleman's in his corner. His last fight, the Gracie Fighting Championships in Columbus, back in May. He's undefeated 5-0. Went the distance once, 4 stoppages, all first round. Does he have fists of fury?
You know, anybody that has Coleman behind them has got a lot of experience backing them up. You know, Coleman's no slouch in there. He was throwing me all around before, and he knows how to fight on this surface, even though he's never been on it.
You're an easy target.
And you're so close to me to say that.
All right, George Bush, time to meet his opponent tonight.
My name is Rico Rodriguez, and I'm a ground and pound specialist along with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and boxing. Fighting in the tournament is definitely something new to me. You know, in high school and wrestling in tournaments and jiu-jitsu tournaments, wrestling in those brackets, I'm definitely used to them, but you never know what to expect. This is going to be first round 5 minutes, second round 5 minutes, finals going to be 3 5s, so it's going to be difficult. So I'm kind of flowing with it, so to speak. You have so many young prospects in this division. You know, guys that have 5-0 undefeated records, guys that have experience records. You never know. The tournament, you could always have a first and the second seed. Number 3 and number 4 can come out. You never know. I just know I'm going to be in the finals.
Rico Rodriguez is on the road back, a former UFC heavyweight champion. Recognized recently on VH1 Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew and made a subsequent commitment to sobriety and getting back on the MMA scene. What does he have left? How committed is he? Questions we need answered.
Well, it takes a lot of guts to do what he did, and it takes a lot of fortitude to continue every day, you know, not to do what he was doing before.
Well, when your life is public knowledge and you acknowledge the intervention that the public has, then certainly you are making strides to change. And Rico Rodriguez was once at the top of the MMA world. Question is, can he find that form again?
And we'll find out tonight in the Yamma, which is like a frying pan. It's an evolution of the mixed martial arts world designed to make the fights more explosive. Remember, that warning track is 3 feet wide. It rises by 19 inches.
Staten Island's not far away. There's some Rico fans here.
Yeah, he was born in San Jose, California, but hails from Staten Island. Suave. Let's go to Scott Farrell.
All right, MMA fans, you're strapped in at the Taj for our 4th brawl of the tournament this evening in Atlantic City. Kevin Mulhall will be our referee for this little dance, if you will. In the blue corner, standing 6'1", 231 pounds, with a thick cross on his left shoulder. A perfect 5'00" mark in his MMA career from Columbus, Ohio, home of the Buckeyes, trained by the Hall of Famer Mark Coleman, a Muay Thai wrestling badass. Say hello to George W. Bush III. He runs the country better than our regular president. Getting a little love tonight. And here he is, fight fans. You love him, you know him, you're used to the rage that comes from the big 6'4", 264 pounds of thick, bringing it hard, leverage, 27-8-0 in his MMA career. He's from one of the 5 boroughs. They call it Staten Island, New York. The former UFC champion who beat Randy Couture down, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You've seen him on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. He's all over the place. Give it up for your boy, Rico Suave Rodriguez.
So he came from the projects. He achieved success. Then he had personal problems. And on his 30th birthday, a tough thing to do, he went into Celebrity Rehab, and now he tries to make his name in Yamma. Another opportunity to restart his career. Here's the tail of the tape for this bout between Bush and Rodriguez. Bush is 5 years younger. Rodriguez 3 inches taller. He's got the weight advantage of 33 pounds, and he's 27-8. George Bush III is 5-0 with those 4 stoppages. Kevin Mulhall is the 3rd man inside the Yamma. This is our 4th quarterfinal bout of the heavyweight tournament. 265 was the cap weight.
Are you ready? Let's fight.
Now, Rodriguez has some of his own wrestling skill back in high school to match up with George Bush. But I'm interested in the striking. Who will dominate here?
I'll tell you, George has got a lot to prove here, but he's a specimen.
Bush trying to land that left hand. Very quick trying to get inside. Rico just missing.
Missing with bad timing.
And the left hook is the big one. There was a low blow, but it was incidental. Watch out for Bush III's left hook. That's his big weapon.
Rico's got the hands high, though, thus far.
There's a nice shot.
And Rico takes him down. And George bouncing right off the top part.
There's a
Rico
nice
tips him down again.
Hooks in. Rear naked choke attempt.
Oh, there's the experience of a wrestler with strong legs, huh?
Yeah, he's trying to sit away, cut. Rico hanging on. I'll tell you, he climbs that incline. Nice leg kick.
That's a sweet move. Oh.
Bush kind of faked the leg kick himself.
That kick caught him in the left eye. Starting to look like it's swelling a little bit, at least reddening up.
Yeah, but it's also the way these guys are kicking. They're just throwing a lot of air. They're punching for real, but they're not kicking for real.
Where's that left hook?
Rico's got that left knee up in defense.
Bush the third said his timing is his greatest asset. Let's see if he can find the right moment.
There's a chop. Missed the second time with the leg kick.
That's when he should have followed up the left hook. Rico's arms out.
Superman punch.
Rico picking him up again. And dropping him again.
And he's in a great position to control this fight now. On top.
I don't know if you saw that, Jeff, but his elbow was under him when he landed, and he winced.
He's got 33 pounds on him.
Well, he tried to invert him, bring him down on his shoulder.
Pushing the guard. Now Rico trying to do a little work. Bush turning him.
Another nice reversal by Mr.
Done.
Bush.
Midway through this 5-minute round.
Another chance for the left hook that never happened.
The one shot and it's done mentality, not putting the moves together.
Left hand by Rico.
Rico. Glancing.
Crowd starting to chant Rico's name. Bush for the combination.
Not sure Rico wants to trade with him. Maybe go back for that takedown.
Oh, he got caught in the leg kick. Rico grabbed it.
Will we see a soup here? Drive him up that hill. Try to bring him back.
Up the incline again. Goes Bush. Mark Coleman screaming instructions from the corner. Right in front of him.
I like Rico's little distractions, though.
Doing a nice job of hand control. He's got the cross wrist, doubles up on a 2-on-1.
And now he chops away at the head with little short rights.
This is a very interesting fight.
I would not have guessed this is the position we were going to see a lot of, him taking his back standing.
Again, the same move from before.
Off the clinch, and now Rico grabs another leg kick by Bush and drives him down.
And timing seems to be on Rico's favor here. That was well done.
Under a minute to go.
Beautiful change of level. There's a power Nelson trying to stretch him back.
And another hook.
If he arches his back now, he could put a lot of pressure on Mr. Bush.
And this sprint is nearing its end.
And Bush is going to have to do something here in the final 30 seconds. Rico's fought a very skilled fight.
He is. He does have his ankles crossed at the moment, though.
He got out of that. Now Bush trying to turn, but he's into the guard.
I'm surprised he's got a fighting chance there. Needs to do something. Short time.
And just as the bell sounded, I think he was trying to jump in there with a punch that could have knocked him out. That was his only shot. It was like a last-ditched attempt.
Giant desperation. Yes. Superman left hook.
Well, hey, why not?
It's
you knew he was losing the fight. You got to do something. But I was impressed. Rico all over, throwing leg kicks, controlling with basic wrestling skills, nice takedowns, even got a few shots in.
Hey, he's gone toe-to-toe with the best in the world for many years.
And he put out a lot of energy that round. He looks good.
He really did. Might not be defined around the midsection, but it doesn't indicate, number one, your cardio always, and number two, your heart.
That's correct, and he certainly showed he's still got skill.
I tell you, no, I don't take anything away from this kid, George, though.
He's in tremendous shape when you look at it, Mr.
Great
Peretti.
skills.
Yeah. And he's under great tutelage.
Absolutely, and again, the format is tough. It's 5 minutes. What if there was another round in this fight?
It's a great point because it is endurance, but it's also fast sprint up until that point. Scott Farrell will give us the official decision.
Thanks, Bruce.
They're loving it at the Taj. Our judges ringside have scored this fight a unanimous decision. They love him. They wait for him. They line up for him. They want to see him do his thing. It's Rico Suave Rodriguez.
Suave was that and more as he wins and advances to the semifinals of the heavyweight tournament.
And this booth just got awfully tight, didn't it?
It sure did. Ronald Waterman is joining us here. 16-5-2 in mixed martial arts. He's one of the UFC, Pride, Bodog, Art of War, Pancrase. And Ron, it's nice to have you with us.
And I remember when you were a little boy.
It's been a while, John.
All right, let's go up to Jeff Blatnick.
I'm here with Rico Rodriguez. Rico, you look great in that first round. You had takedowns, you were able to strike, even up for a couple of high leg kicks.
First off, I just want to thank everybody here on the East Coast for supporting me. Thank you. Much love to the fans and everybody. Thank you, baby. You know, he was very scrappy. You know, he was a little light, but he was quick. He was kicking like a mule. Like, you know, this is the first one, so kind of, I looked a little sloppy and a little out of shape. It's just, you know, the first lung going through. Second win's going to come up second time, and I just know it's going to be a better fight with Travis. A lot of these kids are tough, and no one knows them, but they're studs.
Up on the screen is the replay here. I thought you were going to back soup him right there, but you controlled a lot of it with wrestling.
You know, you always go back to your basics. You know, I started back on the East Coast in Jersey and New York, and I did wrestling, and you know what? When shit goes down, I'm still going to go to wrestling.
I'll tell you what, it was a beautiful lift returning him to the mat. Any injuries, any dings?
No, I feel good.
Well, you look great. Looks like you're no worse for wear. We wish you well in the semifinals.
Thank you guys so much. Much love, baby. Thanks for the support.
Back to you, Bruce.
Thank you very much, Jeff. So Rico Rodriguez playing to the crowd as well as performing in the Yamma. And there's a look at Mr. Bush, who I still think will have a nice career in this mixed martial arts game.
Oh yeah, this kid's really good, and you know, he's got great style. You know, I think he was a little overmatched, but I think he's got great style.
He was giving away a lot of weight to a very experienced fighter, and those are the types of experiences that can make you a lot better later.
He's a true mesomorph, this kid. He looks terrific.
And there are our lovely ring card girls tonight, both from New York. That's Belle and Michelle. And we're getting ready for our next fight of the evening, and that will be our first super fight, and this one could be outstanding. And it's 2 rounds of 5 minutes per round. Let's meet our first warrior.
My name is Mark Kerr. I'm originally from Toledo, Ohio. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm a freestyle wrestler through and through. When I first started fighting, I think the smartest thing that I did was I knew that I was a good wrestler. I didn't know if I was a good fighter. So I went out and I tried to fill in all the gaps that wrestling had to make me a better fighter, learning some jiu-jitsu. I won 3 Abu Dhabi championships. You know, a lot of stuff like that really, I think, has helped me stay in the game for as long as I have. You know, Oleg is one of my favorite guys to watch, and, you know, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to compete against him. I think it'll be entertaining. I think the fans will get what they came to see, and it should be exciting.
Well, there he is, Mark Kerr, known as the Titan, the Specimen, the Smashing Machine, also overcoming his own demons. In 2003, HBO aired a documentary titled The Smashing Machine, The Life and Times of Mark Kerr. And he was through a very serious narcotic problem, and he now is straight, and he is back in the Yamma tonight. Question is, how much does he have left? How much does he want it? He's 39 years of age. 4 impressive wins in the UFC, a 2-time heavyweight champion, a great high school wrestler, college wrestler, but now it is another chapter.
You know, Mark Kerr started born on third base in a sense. He walked into this and he dominated from the beginning. I remember he could learn how to leg kick, you know, like other wrestlers couldn't. You know, I mean, he was amazing. He did not look like this.
Well, I've seen Mark Kerr beat Randy Couture in the finals of the NCAA championships. I saw him lose to Kurt Angle in the final trials for the U.S. Olympic team, and Angle went on to win the gold medal. You know, certainly Mark has faced his demons. He's changed a little bit, but I'll guarantee you there's something still inside him. Wants to compete, wants to succeed. Question is, does he still have the heart of a champion?
His opponent is the Russian Bear, Oleg Taktarov.
My name is Oleg. I was born in a small city of Sarov, Russia, and my fighting style is a combination of Russian sambo, combat sambo, some of jiu-jitsu, some boxing, and some judo. Since I've done boxing for 6 years, I'm pretty comfortable to start on my feet. If I get the chance to be taken on the ground, I can work from my back. My opponent is going to be Mark Kerr, and Mark Kerr is known as a strong, tough opponent. He would just destroy the fighters he would fight against. Right now, he's very dangerous, and I do know first 5 minutes will be a hell of a fight, but it's going to be a great fight. That's all I know.
Oleg Taktarov, a legend. And that's what this fight is, a master super fight, 2 5-minute rounds. Here he comes, the Russian Bear, who is now as big a movie star in Russia as the top 3 in the country. He has done a multitude of movies, 15 minutes, Bad Boys 2, 44 minutes, The North Hollywood Shootout, the 2002 version of Rollerball. And he is back where he belongs. That's
National
right.
Treasure.
National Treasure.
Montana just premiered in Russia, and he's got another one out there called Righteous Kill, where he's in there with Pacino and De Niro.
And De Niro was at his wedding.
Yeah, but guys, it didn't help Antonio Tarver to do Rocky.
Well, Oleg Taktarov is back. Tonight he's in the Yamma, 13-5-2. He's had some tremendous matches over the years in the UFC. He has been a warrior. And now he goes up against Mark Kerr. I said earlier, would you have paid to see this fight 10 years ago?
Oh, absolutely, and I got news for you. I'm still pretty excited to see this fight. The one thing that Taktarov told me, he's got a lot of respect for Mark Kerr. He says the first 5 minutes will tell the tale of the entire fight.
What do you think, Ron Waterman?
I was thinking the same exact thing. 10 years ago, this would have been the fight of the century, but I'm excited to see it tonight.
Okay, Scott Farrell to introduce these 2 master superstars in this upcoming super fight.
You're ready for some more, aren't you? Can you feel it? Kevin Mulhall will be our referee for this beautiful matchup of warriors and freaks are ready to pound and dance. In the blue corner, standing 6'1", 266, rugged at 14, 6-0 in his MMA career. From Phoenix, Arizona, in the Valley of the Desert. A former UFC Pride veteran, everyone knows him. You know him as the Smashing Machine. You saw him on HBO. Give it up for Mark Kerr. And his opponent tonight in the red corner, standing 6', 221, wearing the blue trunks at 13-5-2 in his MMA career. A Sambo fighter, the former UFC 6 champion of the world after beating Tank Abbott with a rear naked choke. He's been in the movies on the silver screen. You've seen him in 15 minutes and Bad Boys 2. You love him from Gorky, Russia. It's the Russian Bear, Oleg Taktarov.
He has never tapped out or submitted in an MMA match. He says, I must survive the first 5 minutes, then I can get him to submit.
However, he has been hit and has received a lot of punches. He is tough.
And he bleeds.
And that is a key, is will he cut open up? That has been his worst enemy in terms of injuries suffered in fights.
This is the heaviest Mark Kerr has ever been, 266.2 pounds. We look at the tail of the tape. Oleg Taktarov is 221.2 pounds. Taktarov is 40. Kerr is 39. Kerr is 6'1", and Taktarov is 6 foot. We are set to go. As you look at the numbers, obviously, two guys in the Masters division who have been warriors for years. There's their record, and it's time to get it going.
You ready? You ready? Let's fight.
Kevin Mulhall starts up the two Masters. Taktarov in the blue trunks, Kerr in the white trunks.
You know, Kerr used to have a right leg kick that was pretty fierce.
Yes, he did.
I don't know if he still owns it.
Another concern is cardio. Does Mark Kerr have good cardio? We know he can sprint, but how long will that sprint last before collapse?
That'll be a big question mark.
Kerr, single leg. Taktarov in the guard, where he has spent a great deal of his life.
And Kerr looking to try to put him up against the fence. And this is really not what Taktarov wants.
A really dangerous thing to do against a Sambo guy, raise one leg.
Come on, Kerr! Down! Down!
So these are the first 5 minutes that Taktarov talked about getting through, which is the first round. Kerr's trying to unload a right hand. But Taktarov does a good job, gets back to his feet.
Nice quickness.
I don't know if anybody saw it, but Oleg had his left leg up against Kerr's bicep, holding him off. I think that's a really nice move.
Kerr with a right hand.
I felt that from here.
Well, Oleg knows where he is. Doesn't seem to be hurt too bad from it.
And he bleeds.
And there is bleeding. The #1 nemesis to Oleg Taktarov has been cuts.
Looks small at this point.
Here's the leg.
And will he get it now?
Knee bar. Knee bar.
Taktarov trying.
Oh, it looks tight. He's got it.
He did it. He did it with caginess. He was in a little trouble with the blood. And he did it with a submission. Man, was that quick. He doesn't need much of an opportunity to make a move, and he did it. And he got the win. Wow.
It was quick. Well, he got Kerr to get up on top, and in an unstable position, he was able to shift to the side, secure the legs, and then he was able to find that knee bar.
He does what he does best.
And that is what these Masters will do. They are dangerous, and Taktarov showing he's still got it.
Oh. Back to the bread and butter.
He's an actor, but he acted like he was a heck of a fighter in there, John.
Yeah, no, and I've been in his class, you know, under his tutelage. So he trains that same kind of thing over and over and over. And, man, he's good at it.
And he was worried about the early part of the fight. He got through it. He did take that one big right hand.
The cut doesn't look bad, though.
And Mark Kerr with the great respect for Taktarov. You can see it there. Those are two warriors, guys that know what the MMA game is all about. And there's great, great admiration for each other.
Yeah,
it's
and
respect.
You know, these guys, you know, no matter where they are in their career, you know, bring together so much experience. So you're seeing a guy submit, he knows better than staying in there.
Let's go up to Scott Farrell.
At 150 of the first round, from the Taj with his signature move, the knee bar, getting a little love for Oleg, the Russian bear, Taktarov.
Oleg Taktarov, one of the great actors in Russia now, an action star, and still able to do it in this venue. And tonight, first time ever in the Yamma, and his first knee bar victory. Let's go up to Jeff.
Oleg, you're a movie star. You've got women throwing yourself at you. Why are you fighting?
This excitement helps me to live my life the way I want. I mean,
it's something what refreshes my blood, makes me make a next step, move and feel young forever.
Well, I'll tell you what, you hooked up that knee bar really, really nice. You told us the first 5 minutes would tell everything. What was your strategy coming in?
Yes, I mean, first 5 minutes I was just going to hold him and I'm not really, do anything until he gets tired. And maybe in a way my tactic kind of didn't work over here. I missed one strong punch in the neck and I was pretty shaky. And I was lucky that Mark didn't want to stay on the ground. I guess he was, really surprised by his great strike. He wanted to repeat it, and he wanted to fight on the back, on his legs. Well, and I prepared the trap for him, but nobody knew about.
Well, here it is right now. Describe it.
Yeah, it's. I show like I'm turning my back, and usually when you get your back, guys go for the choke, and once you go for the choke, I go for the knee bar, which there is no defense from. And for example, when I fight Brazilians who know my style, they would never go to get my back. So if Mark knew about it, I don't think he would come anywhere close. So I was lucky. But you know what? Maybe I was not. I really jealous to those guys who fight the 8-man tournament, and I'd like to be one of them,
Well, who knows? Maybe in the future.
It feels like I just got warmed up, I want to go on. And there is nobody to fight, Give me a couple more guys.
Well, there's plenty in the future, perhaps, with the way you perform there. Oleg, congratulations. Great job. You got a little bit of a mouse there above your left eye, but you walk away with a victory. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
You betcha. Bruce, back to you.
All right, well done, Oleg.
Boy, I'd really like to see this gentleman sitting next to me up against Oleg now.
That's Ron Waterman. Ron, what do you think of his performance tonight?
I was impressed. I think he had a good strategy going into this, trying to last it out and wear Mark down, and he ended up catching him.
Well, you're an ordained minister. You spend much of your time speaking to kids and groups. What's the message that you try to convey when you're still involved in a ferocious and very painstaking occupation?
It's all about anti-violence. I'm just kidding. I go and I give the kids, I talk to them about anti-drug and alcohol and making good choices in life and just leading a good life.
All right, what about tonight? You're standing by for a Masters Super fight. If that unfolded, if somebody fell out, are you ready? Are you always ready?
I'm always ready. I stay in pretty good shape year round. I only had 2 days notice to come into this fight as a standby, and I would have felt very comfortable stepping in that Yamma tonight.
What about the two Masters we'll see later in Pat Smith and Butterbean? Could that be a 30-second fight, or could it be a war of attrition late?
I don't see much attrition in that fight, but I think that could be a quick one.
All right, Ronald Waterman, Greeley, Colorado, thanks for joining us. We wish you the best, continued success. What's up next for you?
A lot of things in the works. I was looking forward to fighting in this Yamma. I think this is really going to benefit wrestlers, and I'm excited about that.
Good luck to you, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Ron.
Thanks.
Okay, we are now moving on back to our tournament, and we're on to the semifinals as we continue along in the Yamma. First time it's ever been in Vail. We're pleased to bring it to you here in Atlantic City. The creator, Bob Meyerowitz, the cage designer and fabricator, Scott Nangle from Marysville, Ohio, which is 30 miles from Columbus. It's 30 by 30, probably 28 by 28 because of the shape of the whole Yamma. The flat white surface is 24 by 24. That warning track, by the way, folks, is 3 feet wide. It rises by 1 foot 7 inches. And the canvas is a Cordero canvas like boxing. The fence, an 8-gauge vinyl-coated chain link fence. And so we hope you're enjoying this new fighting surface. On we go to the semifinals. And here comes our first fighter coming out, Alexei Olenek. He'll be opposed by Chris Tuchscher. Olenek, a winner earlier tonight by choke, winning in the submission hold in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And, he's got a little bit of Taktarov in him, doesn't he, Jeff?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, all Russians approach it. You know, when we interviewed him, it was like he was giving up government secrets.
Well, that was hysterical yesterday. We couldn't get anything out of him.
You know, it was like the old-fashioned Soviets when we first started wrestling, and you know, it was always friendly in the back room with the black market items, jeans, crystal, gold, computers. But when it came to talking about the sport, that was more coveted than any of the black market goods.
Gene Fabricant was laughing because you kept asking Alexei what his best combination was, and he would not give it up.
Had to be 35 different ways to ask the same question. I finally got out of him that he's right-handed.
And I got out of him, he gains respect for himself. That was about it.
Yeah. I think he's actually, what he's shown us already, he's a better stand-up fighter than Oleg Taktarov.
Yeah. And his last fight before he got into this Yamma competition was a loss to Chael Sonnen, who's a pretty well-rounded MMA star, and he lost to him. He said after that loss, he tried to learn more boxing, learn how to punch with his hands more so than kickboxing.
So here's Olenek, who won over Sherman Pendergast earlier, and his opponent is Chris Tuchscherer. And Tuchscherer, the next man heading into the Yamma. Again, this will be 1 round, 5 minutes. And both these guys have had time to regroup, try to get some gas. But remember, Tuchscherer, I thought, used a lot of energy in that bout against Tony Sylvester. He won by unanimous decision, but he worked the whole fight trying to get Tony off of the crowd area, the angled lip known as the warning track, which is in the bright orange.
I always like the way the Sambo guys warm up their ears before the bout.
Some wrestlers do that in Russia too. They rub them, and I'm not sure why they do it. I have a cauliflower. I don't spend time rubbing it.
Igor Zinoviev used to rub his ears too, right before he knocked you out.
And I love it. Almost stands at attention and just waits for his opponent to come in.
All right, and he's in. Chris Tuchscherer from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, and Fargo, North Dakota. Scott Farrell for the particulars.
Thanks, Bruce. Are you ready for the next level of heat? Let's bring some love to these guys in the Taj tonight. The winner of this brawl will advance to the finals of the tournament this evening in Atlantic City. They both brought it this evening already once. Can they do it again? Our referee in charge of the action, Kevin Mulhall, in the blue corner. What a fine American debut he already had this evening with a unanimous win at 6'1", 220, now 7-3-0 out of Rostov-on-Don, Russia, but from originally Kharkov, Ukraine, and the Red Devil Sports Club. Give it up for the Samurai Alexei Olenek. And in the red corner, pacing again like he wants a piece. 6'2", 264, a perfect 12-0 in his MMA career. From Fargo, North Dakota, a wrestling boxing specialist who already got it done tonight, trying to get to the finals right now. Give it up for Chris Tuchscherer.
Kevin Mulhall is the third man in the Yamma as we take a look at the tail of the tape. Both fighters 30 years of age. Tuchscherer has 1 inch on his opponent and 42 pounds, and he is undefeated. Winner of this moves to the finals. 1 5-minute round. Yamma pit fight.
Tuchscherer is going to look for the takedown. Olenek, I'm sure, is going to try to prevent it. He does have weapons on the ground, but Tuchscherer knows what to do in ground and pound.
Let's see what he does up there, close to the fence.
Needs to circle,
Comes
and
down.
that's what you need to do, is circle down. Front headlock. Guillotine attempt.
It's tight.
Yeah, he's lifting him right up off the ground.
Olenek trying to chop to the stomach to loosen him up.
He's making no attempt to separate those hands, is he? He gave it up.
And there's the double leg. That's why he gave it up. He'd rather operate in ground and pound. Good attempt, though. Needs to free his arms, and he'll start striking.
Different opponent, same style as he used earlier.
It's not jiu-jitsu, it's sambo now. Essentially the Russian version.
Well, jiu-jitsu specializes in the straight arm bar and the go behind choke, and sambo specializes in the knee bar and the ankle crank. So
well, a lot of gi in sambo and jiu-jitsu when you remove the gi.
And that's why they wore the shorts.
Combat sambo also includes punching, almost an MMA version.
Yeah, those new words come up all the time, don't they, guys?
Yes, they do. We've seen it all. Even Safta way back in the day.
He dropped a couple of punches there, did Taktarov.
Modified triangle. And there you see Taktarov trying to stack him up. That'll take the pressure off of him. But
Jeffrey doesn't want to go too high, does he?
Well, you want to stack him, keep him above. If it gets stretched out, that pressure goes to your neck.
But can Taktarov fly over the top here?
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. He needs an arm to have a complete triangle.
Correct.
Taktarov.
Two left hands.
Got two through.
Had his back. Oleg moves fluidly, very nicely.
He does. Let's see if he tries to turn under and get a knee like his countryman. Oh, there he is, going for it.
Taktarov again using his weight advantage. Been aggressive from the opening. Let's get it on.
Well, he keeps driving forward and down. He should posture up.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go. He's missing with those punches.
There it is again, the attempt.
Pulled right out. Very tough fight to win on your back.
And that's the advantage in a short fight. If you can ground them down and control it there, you're in the driver's seat. And that's what wrestlers are doing in this tournament, getting the takedown and using it.
He's got him up against the angled lip and continuing to land punches when he can. Oleg blocks one, but gets to eat another piece of leather.
Two left hooks land. There's not much on him, but again, they keep coming.
And those little ones into the side there, the ribs, they're hitting, they're hurting.
Oleg knows what he wants to do, but he just can't force it there. This wrestler's got good base, good control. Bucky Maughan, the coach at North Dakota State, must be proud of this.
Under a minute to go. Taktarov's busy enough.
He wants that knee, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's really going for it, but no transition. He's just reaching out, and that's not going to work.
There's awfully a big leg, too, to be breaking.
Taktarov's in control of this fight. He just doesn't want to do anything foolish here.
Maybe right now swing for the leg. When he was extended like that, he had a shot at reaching
I
under.
agree. He missed the triangle also. Yeah.
Now he gets to the side mount. And
Short
now
time.
he can rein over those right hands from this angle if he can pull one up.
Forearms as well.
Well said.
Elbows are just kind of getting to the face there. That's hurting.
Jeremy Horn started that.
And he used to do it from bottom, too. He had vicious elbows.
Yes, he did. But pushing the face across and then dropping the elbow down.
And that's it. It was very methodical. And a victory, I would think, for Chris Taktarov.
And maybe the worst 5 minutes of his life.
But it has a happy ending.
There's a look at our judges for tonight. They will render the decision. Eric Colon, Ray Martin, Fred Fitzgerald. The timekeeper tonight is Art Spell. The ringside physicians, Sherry Wolkin, Michael Kelly, Vincent Gaida, and Eric Wormser. Nick Lembo, the man in charge of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, and very organized yesterday with the weigh-in and with the fighters and the meeting and all that.
Yeah, Nick Lembo is also one of the key figures when MMA became a sport here in New Jersey. The New Jersey Commission deserving the recognition as stepping up of one of the big three to bring MMA to the forefront. And Nick, right now, I know he testified in New York. He's been all over some other states that are looking to legalize it, and he is one of in the forefront of bringing MMA to every state.
So Taktarov, who races cars on modified dirt tracks, he was riding his opponent there pretty good, just like he did earlier with Tony Sylvester. Trying to stay undefeated tonight.
I'd like to see him fight at about 235.
That's down about 30. He'd be quicker and maybe stronger.
And look better.
He would certainly look better on the beach. We saw him on the boardwalk yesterday.
This is the beach.
I know. He was out there with the legendary steel pier in the background, which was used as an amusement pier, and it goes back to 1898. Oh, it's one of the legacies of Atlantic City. Scott Farrell.
Thanks, Bruce. Our judges ringside have made their decision, advancing to the championship tonight of the tournament with 2 victories already and moving on to try to wrap it up and grab himself a title at the Taj. A unanimous decision, and the winner, Chris Taktarov.
No doubt about that one. Chris Taktarov.
Yes, sir.
Blatnick gets another chance to reacquaint himself with Chris. Take it away, Jeff.
Chris, you seemed a lot calmer there, very workmanlike. It seemed as though you're relaxed now.
Yes, I got that first one out of the way, and I'm feeling relaxed more and more that I'm in this thing. So I can't wait to go 3 rounds if need be.
Well, I tell you what, you're through the semifinals now. You have a chance to go back and rest. Any dings or injuries from that fight?
None whatsoever.
Well, then we wish you well in the heavyweight finals. Great fight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I tell you, I'd be nervous with Blatnick with that underhook around me.
So Taktarov is on to the finals, remains undefeated. His opponent will come from Travis View or Rico Rodriguez. Here we go. The Diesel is underneath that hoodie. Travis View improved to 49-11 tonight. To be good at fighting, you have to fight. It's gonna hurt, but you gotta do it. He loves to stay busy, and that's why he's had 60 fights.
And that quote from Forrest Griffin.
That's right.
Of the UFC, who he's trained with.
Hey, he's fought with Keith Jardine, Alex Schauenauer, Roman Zensov, Marvin Eastman, Travis Fulton. So Johnny's been in there with plenty of tremendous fighters.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this kid.
And if experience is one of the keys to success, Travis has the most of anybody in this tournament.
And Travis scored a unanimous decision in his opening bout against Marcelo Pato Pereira, who came in with high expectations. Getting checked out and then heading into the Yamma.
Yeah, he's actually said 3 months off is a long layoff for him, so he likes to stay busy. And obviously, with a 48-11 record, he has found success in MMA.
And he's big enough to give Rico more problems.
How about the swelling around the eyes there?
I didn't notice.
Yeah, there's a little bit on both the left and the right. Let's meet his opponent, Rico Rodriguez. And he's got plenty of fans here tonight because he is a Staten Island guy, born in San Jose. But He's been around Patterson, New Jersey, Toms River North. I mean, he is a New York area guy. UFC Pride, King of the Cage veteran. Actually trained with Lou Savarese back in 2001 and 2000. Actually through the whole 2000 era.
And they love him.
Well, they do. Helped to train Lou Savarese for the Holyfield fight. But Jeffy's 30 now. He says his maturity level has changed. He's becoming a man.
He's a father of 3. He's got a 10-year-old, a 19-month, and one on, I shouldn't say 3, 2 with one on the way.
He is trying to put the substance abuse problems of his past in the past. And he did it in a very public way on the Celebrity Rehab of VH1 with Dr. Drew. All right, we're set to go for our second semifinal match. And Scott Farrell will do the formal introduction.
All right, fight fans, for our next semifinal and a chance to get into the championship brawl of the evening. It'll all be controlled by Big Dan Murgliata right here in the Yamma pit. You're ready for some more of this action. You can feel it brewing. After convincing wins tonight, starting off in the blue corner, after the Diesel was so impressive against Pato Pereira, he's ready for his chance to get the title tonight at 6'3", 242, and now 48, 11-0 from the Land of Lakes. 10,000 of them, baby, to grab some schnook out of the boxer, the wrestler, the veteran of UFC, Pride, and IFL, Travis View. And in the red corner, after what he did to our president, George W. Bush tonight, he's going to win re-election. You can feel it. They scream for him in Staten Island, New York. He does not mess around at 6'4", 264, 28, 8-0. You know him as a former UFC champion, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master. They love him on TV. They love him in Staten Island. They love him in Atlantic City. Give it up and drink a cold one for Rico Suave Rodriguez.
All right, thank you very much, Scotty. So it's Rico Rodriguez who won a unanimous decision over George Bush III, and Travis View who advanced with the unanimous decision over Marcelo Pato Pereira. Here's the tail of the tape. Both are 30. Rico's got a 1-inch height advantage. He also has 22 pounds to his credit. And both are accomplished all over the mixed martial arts landscape. 60 fights for View, 36 for Rico, including a victory over Randy Couture in September of 2002 at UFC 39 for the heavyweight title.
There might be some people out there that even think this could have been the finals if they were bracketed opposite each other, but they weren't, and here they go. Takedown, the key. Takedown here is going to be huge.
View's got a quick right hand. Missing.
I don't like that jumping stuff.
Enrico here enjoying slowing it down.
Knee to the belly.
If I was View, I'd want to stay outside. Punch. There's the Muay Thai clinch, and he almost walked into a knee.
Takedown by View.
And I think that was the highest altitude we've achieved tonight on this ring.
Yeah, well, we've had a couple go into the fence, but not for long.
Rico's the tallest.
That's true. He was above that fence line.
Yeah, it gets him over that 7-7 point.
Well, Rico locking his hands, trying to keep the arms of View trapped. That keeps the ground and pound from happening, and right now, very effective.
Who's winning points now with the judges, Jeff?
Well, the takedown counted. Right now, Rico's doing a good job at defense, but View now in a position to strike. But Rico's jiu-jitsu here, he knows how to try to stop a striker from ground and pound.
Knock it on.
Big Dan Miragliano saying enough there to let these guys go. Trying to land a left hand that time, View, but didn't get through. There's an elbow, short elbow to the face of Rico Rodriguez.
And it's this position that Rodriguez dominated when he beat Couture. He dropped huge forearms and elbows on Couture, eventually breaking his orbital.
Trying to figure for the left arm.
The old key lock, but View able to counter. Now this is where Rodriguez has an opportunity to potentially stand up.
Midway through this 5-minute round fight.
View very nicely moving behind him.
And good kneeing the thigh. That's a smart tactic, and picking the ankle, even a better one. No way Rodriguez gets up with that ankle in the air.
So he pulled that ankle in and dropped him back down as he tried to rise.
That's just a great control move by a wrestler. Pops his head out, now he can start swinging again.
Steps over that knee and he's inside control.
And again, a knee landed by Travis View.
That's
another
a nice
knee.
shot.
And they're legal to the body even when grounded. Here comes that key lock now by Rodriguez.
He's got a much better position with it now.
Almost seemed gravity assisted with that incline, but View again able to wiggle free.
I like the way this kid moves.
Come on, guys, keep going.
Switch attempt here by Rodriguez. This is a pure wrestling move. And he might get it. Oh, he gave up on it.
View just too active.
Come on, guys, let's go. Keep action.
Well, he's used to fighting with some real good people.
All right, Blake, stand up.
All right, there's the break. And here's a chance for Rico because he's definitely playing from behind here with a minute to go. Oh, the knee may have got him in the groin, and that will be a time situation and a warning.
Here we go. Neutral corner. It's the bout the only place.
Neutral corner, he got up, he jumped, which is what John said he didn't like, and he nailed Travis in the groin, but they're going to continue now.
You guys got 40 seconds. That was an accidental blow. No point, but one warning, right? Let's go.
One warning, 40 seconds to go. Rico's got to make something happen.
Nick, just a warning.
A couple of right hands now.
Smart move. He gets inside now. This eliminates any big strikes.
You just got to watch a knockout. That's what he's got to watch.
Rico doesn't have the legs anymore.
He can't bring that kick up as well as he used to.
See, I just don't like that.
Right
And see how nicely
View.
countered it is.
Saw it.
You take your back
leverage
foot.
right hand and then takes Rico up against the fence and
Nice
drops
hip
him.
lock.
Good drop.
That counts.
Great wrestling skill there. Nice little back step. Turned his hip throwed him down.
Final seconds. He's got him on the side, trying to get him to the side mount. Can't get through.
10 seconds, guys.
10 seconds to go.
And View looking good. Dominating Rico.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, when you pick that right leg up, when you're throwing a right hand, you take all the power off of your punch.
And then when you're eating some leather at the same time, it doesn't help that either.
You're off balance.
View is not breathing hard at all.
No, he looks like a man on a mission. Very focused. He took less damage in that fight than he did his first fight.
Yeah. And I see him walking away with this whole thing.
Waiting for the decision. Good look at Nick Lembo and his staff. Rico just couldn't get untangled there. Couldn't get anything going. And View dominated him physically. Showed us a punch when he had a chance to do that. A knee. A little bit of everything. but great grappling skills. Scott Farrell for the announcement.
All right, boys. The judges at ringside here in the Yamma pit at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City have scored this a unanimous decision, advancing to the championship round this evening after 2 victories and moving to 49 victories from Rochester, Travis the Diesel
So the Diesel moves on to the finals against Chris Tuchscher. Unanimous decision for both fighters in the semis, and Jeff standing by with Travis.
Thank you, Bruce. Travis, you and Rico were the most experienced heavyweights in this heavyweight tournament. What was the key to your victory?
Probably my strength, takedowns. I trained hard for this, man. I've known about this fight or this tournament for a long time, and I've been training my butt off, and I want to give it up for Rico. I've looked up to that guy for a long time, man. He's one of my heroes, one of my idols in the sport. I know a lot of people don't like him or, you know, whatever, but I've always looked up to him. I think he's one of the best heavyweights in the world.
You're a class act. We got some of the replays going on the video screen. Talk us through them.
We're just...
that was the low blow right there. But you had a takedown here with the finishing here.
Yeah, I drove him into the cage, and I think I did a little Greco, threw my hips in, and was able to get him down late in the round. He's good on the ground. He's staying active. He's a tough guy.
Let me ask you, how much easier, not because of the competition anyway, but your own personal mental state is the second fight than the first one?
I felt good in the first round. I felt really warmed up, and I can go hard for 5 minutes. Now in the finals, it's 3 5s, and that's what I've trained for. You know, I didn't train for 1 5-minute round. I trained for 3 5s, so I'm ready to go.
Well, we wish you well in the finals. Great victory.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Bruce.
Jeff, Yamma 2 comes your way June 21st. It's the middleweight title, 185 pounds or less, also featuring a female super fight and a master's super fight. And by the way, we invite you to go to our website, www.yammapitfighting.com, fill out the questionnaire, and get a t-shirt too. But the date for you to remember is June 21st. Middleweights get a chance in the pit.
160 to 185.
What do you think of that range?
I love it.
Fast, furious?
Yeah, I love it. We always want to emulate the people we look like.
And a women's competition, a female super fight, that should be fun. We've got another Masters super fight coming your way tonight with a couple of guys who have been around the mixed martial arts industry for a long time and know a little bit or two about boxing and kickboxing. Let's meet our first competitor.
The fighting style that I use is I call myself a freestyle, well-rounded MMA competitor. My stand-up's what's been winning most of my fights for me, with ground and pound, a bunch of leg kicks, knees, and elbows. I expect for the fans to see a lot of action in this fight. What I prepared for Eric Butterbean is a lot of in and out punching, leg kicks, not running from them, just in and out movement, a lot of angles, and throwing a lot of heavy hands and knees and leg kicks. Where I hear he's kind of heavy-handed. Everybody I've been fighting is, I've given up 20 to 50 pounds. Guys I've been fighting, and I don't think that I'm looking at any too much problems besides maybe him getting his hands on me, laying on me, but I don't even see that happening. Stuff, you know, I prepared with a guy that's 370 pounds, so I think I'm pretty ready for this fight.
Here comes Pat Smith, the headhunter from Arlington, Texas. 44 years of age, 14 and 13, a pioneer in mixed martial arts. In 1993, he entered the first UFC in his hometown of Denver, Colorado, only to be defeated by Ken Shamrock, who applied a leg lock. But in UFC 2, he handled Scott Morris. He was runner-up in Denver to Hoist Gracie. And Pat Smith getting back after most of his fights were from 93 to 99, and now getting another chance in the Yamma pit. An experienced kickboxer, 4th degree black belt, in Robotai Karate, a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Really unorthodox guy. I mean, jumps around, moves around, throws punches from all angles. You don't know what he's going to do.
Speed.
He's got a lot of speed for his size, and he's rangy.
His last fight was a victory against Albongo Humphreys in March. That was a knockout, and he's won his last 6 fights in a row. Jeff, is he ready?
Yeah, even part of the World Combat League. So he's been active. Certainly he's a great physical specimen, lots of experience. As you said, look at the names of the people he's faced. So with his speed on his side, and if he's got cardio, he could present a real problem for Butterbean.
And he heads into the frying pan, as it was just described by Bob Meyerowitz, the Yamma pit. He held up a pan, did Bob once, while trying to describe the shape to fighters in Moscow. They got it immediately, Yamma. So Meyerowitz figured it was Yamma, meaning frying pan, but another group of Russians set him straight. It meant a hole in the ground or pit. Pat Smith's opponent tonight is another well-known competitor and character.
Hey, I'm Butterbean from Jasper, Alabama. You know my fighting style, I knock people out. You know, when I first started fighting, it was a dare from all the guys at work, and I've been going from there, and my style of fighting, more of a stand-up kind of guy. If he goes to the ground, I'm there, I'm ready to go, but I'd rather stand up and try to knock him out. Well, you know, Pat Smith, I don't know a lot about. I know he started fighting in UFC, and guess what? Now he's got a hold of me. It's going to be exciting. I hope he stands there and tries to bang. But whatever happens, it's going to be entertaining for the people to watch. You know, I started in tough man contest. Boxing, people kind of frowned on that, so guess what? I started knocking them out in boxing, and then the challenge started getting to fight MMA. Everybody wanted to watch MMA. So I started fighting MMA, and I love it.
The Bean, heading to the Yamma pit. He's been everywhere else, why not? Two-time Tough Man World Champion, an 18-time Tough Man champ overall in different competitions. Actually a two-time Tough Man World Champion runner-up. He did WrestleMania, professional boxing, 90 wins, 63 KOs, 14 losses.
WrestleMania?
That's wrestling. What's the matter with you?
He's done it all. And there he is. He's heavy. He's as heavy as I've seen him. A matter of fact, I did a Tough Man World Championship for the Bean back in 1994. He weighed 313, so he's up 103 since then, and I'm down 17 since then.
No offense, this ain't tough, man.
I'll tell you what, though, Butterbean, he summed it up with these words: I hit real hard. And when I tried to talk to him about that, he immediately pointed out 6 of his wins are by submission. Rear naked choke, key lock, so heel hook in one. So who knows?
And he says, did you watch me in Pride, Bruce? You know, I know my stuff.
I asked him if he did fall down, how long would it take him to get up?
The Bean is in the house. Eric Esch, king of the 4-rounders. Tonight, a 2-rounder, 5 minutes each. Let's go to Scotty Farrell.
All righty, Bruce. Are you ready, fight fans, for what you've been waiting for all night long? Bring in the big boys. In charge of the leverage tonight in the Yamma pit. Once again, Big Dan, a man. How can I be the man if you're the man, Dan? Margliata. In the blue corner. Checking in at 6'2", 240. You do not want to run into this man. At 14, 13-0 in his MMA career, an original UFC veteran, a showman from Denver, Colorado, in the Rockies of the Thin Air, fighting out of Arlington, Texas, a kickboxer and Muay Thai specialist. It's Pat the Headhunter Smith. And here he is. Roll Tide, roll out of Jasper, Alabama. At 6 foot tall, checking in at 4'16" LBS. 10-5-1 in his MMA career. What a career this man has had, the former IBA World Super Heavyweight Champion and 5-time World Tough Man Heavyweight Champion. a boxing record of 77 wins, 7 losses, and 4 draws with 58 knockouts. They know him all over the world as Eric Butterbean.
Well, it's scheduled for 2 5-minute rounds. If we get past the first minute of the first round, then we will talk.
I think Butterbean's got an angry minute in him.
He's got an angry scowl. There's the tail of the tape. Bean is really 41, by the way. I've confirmed it with the old records. He's 6 foot. Smith is 6'2". Bean is only getting 176 pounds on Smith, so he's got the little bit of leverage. Smith's quick. Here we go.
All right, Pat, you ready? You ready? Let's go fight.
Don't blink.
If Pat Smith can survive the onslaught.
Pat Smith can kick. He goes low, and then he can punch. There's a right hand to Bean's face.
And you notice Pat kicks to the inside of the leg, not the outside.
That's a nice...
Bean with a kick. He says that his arms are 6 inches bigger than they were, but his waist is the same from 10 years ago.
Boy, if he times that kick right, he might trip Bean right down to the canvas.
Good jab by Pat Smith.
He should go again, inside.
I thought Bean might bull rush him. Now speed taking over.
This is good. There's the inside kick again.
Bean wants to punch with him.
That's his only weapon. Ooh, the right hand after that Bean leg kick would just be pretty.
Right hand by Bean after the leg kick again, just missed it.
Look at the welts on Butterbean's skin.
Particularly above the neck.
Yeah, well,
right hand. Good
like,
combination
it's like
by
a
Smith.
turkey baste.
Pat Smith got in a left and a right.
I like the way Pat's moving away from the right hand. Just in close enough. Oh, the inside
right hand.
Kick. It's just pretty.
Setting it up with the kick. Going
and
upstairs.
He's doing it each time. Up and down. Smith doing a great job of keeping Bean off balance.
What a technical fight.
That jab is solid.
What a technical fight.
There he goes down. I thought that might happen.
They'll never get up again. He's
now
never going to get up again.
Smith can try to chop away at the Bean.
Gliata, the referee, watching closely.
Pat Smith rains down a right hand.
Gentlemen, it's a big difference between getting hit in the air than having that anvil on your head of a canvas.
And you can't. He doesn't know guard here. He's not presenting a real good defense, and Smith is just teeing off.
Look out, that might be it soon. Smith, rights and left Butterbean defenseless right now.
And now the right hand of Smith doing damage.
Wow, if he let him up now, he'd be a sitting duck.
Well, I think he's got him in a position where the referee might stop it at any second.
Bean's covering his head.
We're at 2:30.
Pat Smith is still working.
And there's a lot of time, boy. I'll tell you what, Bean's in trouble if Smith keeps landing. Well, it reminds me of Keith Hackney against Yarborough.
Wow, that's going back.
Elbows, punches.
Fight back, come on now.
Bean has been warned to fight back.
I wonder if Pat will just step up and let him up so he can hurt him more.
Ooh, that was a mean left elbow. Another one.
That's it. That is it. Bean taps out.
Pat Smith's most technical fight.
Awesome. Picked him apart.
Pat Smith was on his feet, landing low leg kicks, following it up with rights and lefts, good combinations, and then down on the ground, he just did the rest of the damage.
On the inside, with the follow-up right hand and the left jab, never grazed once, but never getting hit with the big right hand.
And he did that inside kick, and it did trip Bean down to the ground. And once he got him there, you were right, Bean was not going to get up. Smith able to get great position, raining blows down.
Pat Smith looked like he was in shape.
I thought he did a magnificent job. I think it's the best fight of his career.
Pat Smith disagrees with you. John Peretti looks over at you and says, no. That wasn't the best fight of my career, but it was well done.
I'm not sure if he heard me. He was saying that the guy didn't have a chance against him.
He told us that yesterday, too. Scott Farrell.
Thanks, Bruce. At 317, a dominating performance with the ground and pound TKO. A verbal tap out due to heavy striking. Give it up for the winner over the bean, Pat the Headhunter Smith.
So Pat Smith in a awesome performance over an overmatched Butterbean. And Pat's ready to go with Jeff Platnick.
Pat, just want to talk a little bit about that fight. John Peretti said that might have been the best fight of your career technically. What do you think?
He ain't got to even, no one's got to even see me do any groundwork yet. My ground is killer, man.
We're up over there, Pat.
I'm looking over at my buddy right there, Peretti.
But that was a great fight. I mean, you just out-quicked Butterbean.
Yeah, no, I'm slipping a lot in here. I don't know if it's because of the new canvas, but I know when I do leg kicks, I don't aim for the muscle on the leg. I aim for the bone, the bottom shin and the bone. And I hurt my legs a lot, but man, other people's not used to them, man, does it make them think 2 or 3.
Look up at the video screen. There are those inside kicks. How important were they to knocking Butterbean down?
Well, I could have did it with just my hands. I was hoping he'd come clinch with me so I can pop him with some elbows, but you know, he's standing there. I was expecting him to charge me, but can't outbox me. Too strong. If he wouldn't have fell down, I'd have probably knocked him out standing up with a head kick or an elbow. I don't take nothing from Butterbean. He's a good dude, good sport and stuff. I respect every man because anything can happen with a heavy hitter like that. He nicked me one time and hit me in the shoulder. Felt the power, but man, you got to take me out nowadays to beat me. Ain't no tapping, none of that stuff here with me now.
Well, once you got him down, you were able to put him away. That was an absolutely fantastic fight. Congratulations, Pat.
Okay, can I give a couple shout-outs real quick? First of all, I'd like to thank my manager in MMA, martial arts in Arlington. It's my school, all my sparring partners. Ian, Thean, Andy, Antoine, Miguel. I'd like to give all my peoples back in Denver, Colorado a shout out. My mom, Jerry, my brother, Chris, his wife, and everybody else, y'all. And I'd like to thank my girlfriend for being behind me, Lisa Hernandez, all of the kids and her family. What's up, LD? Told you, boy, ain't have nothing coming. Peace, y'all.
Pat, congratulations. Great victory. Our super fight champion, Pat Smith. Back to you, Bruce.
Yes, sir.
He missed thanking the local teller at his bank. So Pat Smith takes over in the Yamma pit and then takes over the microphone.
He's such a good guy.
So a pioneer in mixed martial arts and a 44-year-old guy goes out there and gives a very solid performance. Yes, Butterbean was outmatched, but Smith came in there and he was serious about it. He trained hard and he looked good.
He looked absolutely dynamite. I agree with you, John. I mean, he picked them apart. He outboxed them. He was able to go combination kick to punch. That was something I remember when we first started seeing it, saying, boy, if you're that well-rounded, how do you stop the guy? And he was way outweighed, and he was able to avoid the bull rush, use his quickness and his effectiveness, and once he got him down on the ground, he knew how to put Butterbean away.
And Butterbean knew how to block outside kicks, but there was never one thrown. So he was blocking outside kicks that never landed, and he was getting caught on the inside.
And those inside kicks, I agree with you. You said they were coming. There they were. And they were really ultimately what got Butterbean down to the ground.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And I marvel. I mean, 45 years old, going out there, great shape.
You know what I think?
Total confidence.
I think he earned himself another super fight appearance in the Yamma pit.
I like it.
Me too.
There's another master out there that's going to want him. It's going to be some bad blood from years gone by. A good look at the Trump Taj Mahal Casino Resort. unprecedented in craftsmanship and opulence. 4.5 times more steel than the Eiffel Tower, and we are getting set for our championship bout, the return of the heavyweight tournament in Yamma pit fighting, and Chris Tuchscher and Travis View will now make their way for what could be 3 5-minute rounds in this championship. Chris Tuchscher.
The way I see it, I see Rico Rodriguez being in the finals on the other side of the bracket. And if I get there, it's Rico Rodriguez is, he's been around. He's, and I can't wait to go up against him. It's something to prove myself, see where I'm at in the game, and take it from there.
Here comes Chris Tuchscher. It's been perfect tonight. He had a unanimous decision in the semifinals over Alexei Olenek, and he had a unanimous decision over Tony Sylvester in the quarterfinals. 13-0 as a pro in mixed martial arts. An adrenaline guy who loves competition, anything he's involved in. Hasn't been in the big name events, Fight Fest, North Star Fighting, DFC, but does it matter if you're getting some experience along the way, or is he down a notch in terms of the level of competition?
We're going to see right now.
That's not a great answer. I want a definitive one.
Well, I agree with John. And the fact is, how do you measure yourself except against your competition? And this is probably Chris Tuchscher's toughest fight on paper to date. He does have a win over Jimmy Ambrose. I have seen Ambrose fight on the West Coast. Big, strong, powerful striker, but he is one-dimensional. He is all about striking. If you take him down, he's a little bit lost. Here, Travis View, well-rounded, great on the ground, great on his feet. This is a step up.
A lot of weapons, too, Travis View.
Absolutely.
Who's a better wrestler? You think Tuchscher's a better wrestler than Travis View?
Well, we're going to find that out right now. Who's got the better double leg? I am sure Chris Tuchscher is going to be looking to put View on his back.
Let's hear what Travis View has to say as he gets ready for the championship match.
I definitely think I'll be facing Chris Tuchscher in the finals. I think the way the brackets are set up, he's got an easy road to the finals. They put me and Rico on the same side, and I'm excited to fight Rico. I think he's a legend in the sport, and obviously former UFC heavyweight champion, beat Randy Couture, beat a lot of tough guys. So I'm excited to fight him. I hope we meet in the second round. Chris Tuchscher's got an easy ride to the finals, and I'd like to meet him in the finals. He's from the same area that I'm in. He's training up in Minnesota, so it'd be fun.
So View had it right. He said, I'm going to face Tuchscher, whereas Tuchscher said he thought he was going to face Rodriguez.
It's got to be something when you're called out in an interview that happened the day before.
That's right. That was not tonight. That was on the boardwalk yesterday, and he called it. Let's see the way it unfolds now.
And these two are aware of who each other are. They both do train up in Minnesota. So there's a little bit of pride going on, particularly since Tuchscher is a North Dakotan.
Well, his hometown is Fargo. He trains in the Minnesota Mixed Martial Arts Facility in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. View is from Rochester, Minnesota. Heavyweight state champion in Minnesota. Went to Rochester Community College, then Minnesota State. So you're right, a lot of Minnesota riding on the line here. A lot of pride in the state.
Not a lot of sun.
They're just off winter. The ice, I don't think, has left all the lakes yet. And I'll bet you there's a few ice shanties still out there that didn't get out in time.
So this is the heavyweight final of the heavyweight tournament in the first Yamma pit fighting event. Little swelling over that left eye, you see it? A little bit of a mouse.
Yeah, and under the left eye too. He's got some swelling on both eyes.
Tuchscher looks a lot better in that regard. Comes Travis View. He's 50-11, counting his 2 wins tonight in MMA competition.
I like this guy.
Yeah, Travis, it's 3 rounds.
3 rounds, 5 minutes each. For the formal introduction of our championship bout, here's Scott Farrell.
Thanks, Bruce. Here we are after the tournament and 2 victories apiece for these badasses and warriors ready for the heavyweight title and grabbing that Yamma pit belt to strap on. This is what it's all about at the Taj. Are you ready to dance? Shake it. Ooh. In the blue corner, with wins over Marcelo Pereira and Rico Rodriguez this evening, moving his MMA record to 49 wins, 11 losses with no draws. From the land of legs in Rochester, Mini, home of the Wild, a UFC Pride IFL veteran. They know him, they've seen him tonight. Pair his goods on the Yamma pit and getting it on all night long. Travis the Diesel, View. And with victories over Tony Sylvester and Alexei Olenek this evening to get into the championship of the heavyweight division at 6'4", 264, 13-0-0. His mark now in MMA. North Dakota's finest fighter ever out of Fargo, Chris Tuchscherer.
View against Tuchscherer for the first Yamma heavyweight tournament belt. Tail of the tape. Both are 30 years of age. View has got 1 inch on his opponent. Tuchscherer has 20 pounds. Tuchscherer is undefeated. View has been in there with some very formidable opponents. He is 49-11. Kevin Mulhall is your referee.
And the Battle of the Red River's on. Minnesota, North Dakota.
Jab by View. Another jab got through.
Stiff.
Didn't double up on it, but it is stiff.
And it's Tuchscherer looks to clinch.
Oh, what a roll there by
and it's View with a lateral drop that puts Tuchscherer to his back.
I knew you'd have a good name for that, Jeff.
He is inside mount.
Quick side mount. And remember, most of the night Tuchscherer's been able to control his opponent. Now for the first time he's fighting from his back.
He's going to posture up now. Good position with that forearm to straighten up. He immediately uses it.
Will View mount?
From our vantage point right now, the view is good.
Absolutely.
Tuchscherer can't throw any punches from that position right now.
No, and he doesn't have big hips either.
Well, but he knows what to do with his side control, and Tuchscherer nearly rolls him through. Oh, that was a great effort in a bridge.
I'll tell you, that was the perfect opportunity for an armbar that never happened.
This is more a wrestling match than a jiu-jitsu match.
Clearly.
With an occasional left hand thrown in by View.
Needs to keep busy here. He can be stood up. There's not too much action, and he's in a good position to go ahead and leverage strikes.
This is a very different kind of fight, guys, because we have longevity here.
3 5-minute rounds in the final.
Conditioning is going to be really important.
And when he's on his back really doing those bridges, that's blowing a lot of energy.
Well, Tuchscherer gets to his feet.
Nicely done. Good duck under to get out of that guillotine choke.
I'm looking for knees. Nice right hand. He's blowing up.
Yeah.
Right hand by Tuchscherer got through.
An exchange.
View's got some swelling around the left eye. That right hand got to the side of the head.
Tuksher's telegraphing, too.
Of Tuksher.
Usually when a guy laughs in boxing, he's been hurt.
That's exactly right. You could play it off as amusing, but it deep down, you got whacked.
2 minutes to go, first round, scheduled for 3.
End on the ear.
Again, he's not changing levels enough, and View is intercepting him on the way down and keeping him from shooting. And I don't know, it looks as though View is stronger.
Absolutely.
Now View's got Tuksher up against the warning track. He's first time he's been there, except for earlier today when he rolled around in the Yamma pit.
Tell you what, a critical point in this fight, looking back, will be that bridge by Tuksher that nearly took View from the top position. He was able to maintain it.
Expended a lot of energy, right?
Yeah, he did. And, you know, I mean, that was a pivotal point. If that had gotten reversed, who knows what would have happened. But now it seems View is settling in. Looks dominant.
You see, now, if this fight doesn't go to the ground in the second and third round, Mr. View could torture him standing up.
Well, that's the thing about the second and third. We know they're going to start in a standing position. And we'll see the way that plays out. It's not like these 1 minute rounds in the quarterfinals and semifinals of the tournament.
All right, break.
All right, a break here. So we're going to get a standing start again. Tuksher's face is very red. Left hand and a right hand. Dropping Tuksher, another right hand. And he's in big trouble now.
He's got to be careful about striking the back of the head. That could be a foul. But there's blood pouring from the nose.
Well, that nose broke. I thought
and then some elbows. 7 seconds to go in the round. Tuksher's in big trouble, trying to get through the round.
And he does. Great heart shown by Tuksher, but he's taken some attrition.
That nose broke.
He's a bloody mess, and he'll be looked at by the ringside physician.
Well, he's definitely clear-eyed. I mean, he popped right up. There's no question.
Yeah, but if that nose is broken, that's it.
That's correct. It's all a matter of the nose.
Yeah, let's look across the ring at this young man, just sitting there calmly.
What a right hand that was.
Yeah, it was, and it's going to be followed up by another one here right there.
And it's with your head turning to the side, so you're really defenseless. You're not even facing forward. Doctor's talking to him. Tuksher's got all his faculties. Just a matter if that nose is busted or not. Well, he's going to be allowed to continue, it looks like. They'll just keep a close eye on it.
He is fatigued. He's going to have a hard time breathing because it's going to swell right now.
And it also looked like the doctor was asking him some questions that he didn't seem quite to understand. I think he was worried the fight might get stopped. And that could change your whole mental outlook.
And this could be torture standing up now.
Gotta like the courage of Tuksher.
I liked what he did there. Fake shot, tried to pull front headlock.
Yeah, you see what View is doing now? He's going to stand this fight up. And bang.
If I were him, I would do the same thing. View did get a couple good shots in there standing, as did Tuksher, but this fight's been all View the last few minutes.
See, I'd like to see View go to the body now.
View drops him.
Nice takedown by View, taking advantage of double leg. And it's because I think Tuksher's worried about the punches now. His hands are up. First line of defense on a shot are your hands.
It's the forearm that landed on Tuksher's face.
So Jeremy Horns.
Nice. And here's where all that experience comes into play. And we talked a little bit about level of competition, and View certainly having seen more high-level fighters than the young
And he mounts. And he leaves.
I'll tell you what, Tuxer's got a hell of a bridge. You might get blown off the top by that in a full mount.
Might be his only chance. Travis View, second of 3 scheduled rounds, and he's controlling it in Tuxer's bloody mess.
See, I thought this fight would have been prettier standing up right now.
And you're going to get your wish.
It's exactly what Kevin Mulhall does. Stands him up again. 3 minutes to go in this second round. Tuxer's got a good jab. If he can double up on that jab,
yeah,
maybe
needs to throw more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but kids, he looks away when he throws it.
There's a jab from View.
Here comes the right hand.
View's waiting right in. Double underhooks. We know View's got a great throw if he wants to use it.
I like the way he's fighting now. There it is.
Little overhand right. He's got might set up that straight right hand. Instead, he tries to think about another takedown.
And Tuxer's change of level just isn't quick enough to penetrate.
No knees. No knees to that body. I'm shocked.
Now you're talking about a kickboxer here, Mr. Peretti.
I apologize.
Well, it's true. There's a lot of weapons we're not seeing right there in the clinch, and that's typical of Muay Thai.
Tuxer comes in with the right off the jab. First time he's thrown a combination like that.
Oh, here we go. Here's that position. We saw View use it to get a lateral drop.
Little escape by Tuxer.
Tuxer's out of gas. He would have been stronger than that before, right?
Mouth is open as well. Means he's breathing real hard.
Jeff, you surprised View is fighting the fight as a boxer right now?
I agree with John. He feels comfortable here because he doesn't feel that threatened. On the ground, you know, who knows what happened? They've been stood up, so why not just stay here and do your thing?
One right hand to the body by Mr. View, and this whole fight could change.
Tuxer's lunging. Almost a desperation lunge.
Yeah.
Finally, we saw the NASCAR running around the canted.
Well, I was wondering when they try to bull rush him, why try to pick your way in when you can bull rush him?
Nice counter right hand by View.
Yeah, it was a short one. Tuxer with a weak jab there.
And View is stalking now.
Well, Tuxer bought some time here. Let's see what he's got for the third round. He's got a little bit left. He didn't take the kind of punishment that you expected, John,
had a much
from
better
View
round.
in a boxing scenario.
I think he let him off the hook, actually.
Yeah.
If I was in View's corner right now, I'd be pinching him and screaming at him.
Maybe he comes out of the top of the runway there and darts in and gets aggressive.
The hook and then the rear.
Third and final round coming up.
Well, the way I look at it is Tuxer is not winning the boxing match, so you got to change the boxing match into more of a brawl and charge him and bull rush and try to pick the edges as you break.
Right now, he's going to get desperate here. Right? He's going to get desperate.
And who knows, maybe then he can finally get to the takedown. Right now, trying to pick from the outside, he's not quick enough with his change of level to do it.
So we are headed for the third and final round as Bell from Bayside, New York, so nicely displays.
Boy, that was a quick minute.
5 minutes remaining for the Yamma Pit Fighting Tournament heavyweight title.
This looks like Tuxer's still got some energy left.
Yeah, he looks more revived. He's up on his toes a little bit.
That's going to dissipate fast.
Oh, I thought he was going to hip toss again, but he does fold him down.
And he pulls him down, the little
get him on the flat area.
Edged lip there.
The really nice thing about this surface, guys, that no one's mentioned is that it's unpainted cotton duct, so it's not slippery.
Let's work.
And effective forearms and elbows by View.
Tuxer knows he's got to do something in these last 4 minutes if he's got any chance, but he's so busy playing defense, he can't mount any offensive.
Maybe try to crawl up the incline, the warning track, get to the fence and wiggle his way up to his feet.
Or try to flip him like he did in the first round.
But View doing great job of controlling.
Watch your fingers.
You can afford to be conservative here.
Yeah, you can. He's up 2 rounds to none. He's in control. Why take a chance that you don't need to take, particularly against a guy that's undefeated? There's a reason he's undefeated. He's been doing something right.
Well, Kevin Mulhall gives him another chance. Does he give Tuxer? Let's see. There's the jab. There's a right hand.
There's a little bull rush.
Little lunging.
He's got the leg. He might get the takedown finally.
He also hit him with a right hand before.
And Travis is mixing it up, making more of a brawl. He's starting to find a little success. Can he ground and pound now?
Travis's corner is imploring him to get out of there. Easier said than done. Tuxer now is finally using his weight advantage. He's got a 22-pound advantage in that regard.
Yeah, he wants to drag him back down now. Elevate the ankles, the bottom half of the legs, and pull him downhill.
Make something happen.
I like the composure of Travis View.
Yeah.
Coming up on 2 minutes in the third and final round.
Able to work his way up.
Look how pretty that was.
View could come off a clinch here and maybe throw a right hand.
Here's an attempted throw by Tuxer, but View would have none of it.
With 2 minutes worth of right hands to follow and off the shoulder.
Who would have thought that Tuxer would be here for the last 2 minutes of this fight in the first round?
I think he let him off the hook in the second round.
Well, Tuxer may look a little soft around that midsection.
Oh, that right hand got through by View.
That was tricky.
But he's got energy and he's still using it.
Little left.
Solid jab by Tuxer.
2 of them now.
But View could set him up for a big right.
See if Tuxer gets desperate here. We're winding down to a minute left. He needs something big. Essentially, I think he's going to need a stoppage of some sort.
One knee could finish this.
Tuxer has fought a courageous fight. Could have caved in easily early. Both these guys have thrown good jabs.
Nice left right by Tuxer.
Tuxer's going to walk into a right hand if he's not careful, though, and he could go down.
I don't like the way he turns his face when he throws punches.
Tuxer's chasing him. He's trying to get him at the same time. He's leaving himself open for a knockout, but it doesn't matter now. With 23 seconds to go, he's going to let it all hang out. If he wants any chance, Tuxer's only chance to knockout. He hit him with the left hand.
He hit View, he hurt him.
But View smartly goes to the leg and takes him down. As much a defensive move as an offensive move.
Absolutely a defensive move.
And a smart defensive move considering he was in danger.
That hurt.
Tuxer showing real heart.
Oh, Tuxer showed great heart at the end of that third round.
He knew enough to get up.
Almost had a chance to try to knock out his opponent, and then View smartly just took him down and ate up the last few seconds.
Heavy-handed fight.
It could have been a one-sided blowout. It still was a one-sided dominant fight, but you always have that chance. You always have that puncher's chance that you can knock somebody out in the last 20 seconds.
And everyone probably thought that with Butterbean, too.
So there's Travis View from Rochester, Minnesota's idol Randy Couture. Looking for his 61st win against 11 losses. He has fought in everything. It's been around UFC, Pride, IFL, IFC. And tonight, Yamma looking for the belt. The first Yamma pit fighting heavyweight belt. Blood covers the canvas. But somehow Taktarov got through. I don't know if he broke the nose. I don't think he did, but it's just a bloody mess.
I got $1 on that.
Would he have been allowed to continue if it was broken?
Depends on the break. Look at that big white stripe across it.
So we'll wait for the judge's decision, which should be unanimous. But Taktarov at least kept it into a fight. He hung in there.
Takshav's got a head like a rock.
It's a big head.
It's huge.
And Taktarov having the extra 20+ pounds helped too. Bob Meyerowitz is in the Yamma with the belt. Bob, the founder.
We go way back.
From Scott Farrell. Scott.
Thank you very much, Bruce and fight fans. I hope you've enjoyed this incredible evening in the Yamma pit at the lovely Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Great fights all night long. To all the competitors and badasses that got down on the pit tonight and threw it around. What a bunch of warriors. Our judges at ringside score the fight. Mr. Cologne, 29-28. Mr. Martin, 30-27, and Mr. Fitzgerald, 30-27. And the first tournament champion in the Yamma pit in Atlantic City, the winner, Travis the Diesel
The Diesel's got the belt, and it was well deserved.
Although one guy saw it very, very close, 1 point.
The other saw it as a 3-point differential. Well, maybe you saw something in that last round. Maybe he wasn't watching the same fight we were.
Maybe not. Different perspective.
So Bob Meyerowitz and Peter Kauf of the Yamma Pit Fighting leadership team. The belt getting presented to Travis View, and Jeff Blatnick is with our winner.
Thank you, Bruce. Congratulations, the first Yamma heavyweight tournament champion, Travis View. And Travis, you were up against a stud wrestler just across the Red River from Minnesota. What were your thoughts, strategy going in to deny him a takedown?
Before I get to your questions, I want to thank my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this would be possible. And I got a little girl at home, 10 months old. She's not old enough to obviously know what's going on yet, but maybe she can, when she gets a little older, she can watch this tape and realize her dad was kind of a tough dude back when he was younger. Hi, Ashley. And Chris is a tough wrestler, man. I knew he was going to be tough. End of that first round, when I caught him, I broke my hand or re-injured it. So I wasn't able to use it much in the rest of the fight, but I'm glad I fought him now because he hasn't been training long. He's training with a great school in Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, and he's only going to get better. So I'm glad I fought him now when he's young in his career, and we can move on. And I want to get up there and train with him. That's a great school, and he's a tough guy.
All right, we have some replays. Look up here on the big video screen. Why don't you walk us through one of them? You did well on your feet against him. You had him in real trouble in the first round.
Yeah, first time I caught him right there, when I was trying to finish him, I re-injured my right hand. I wasn't able to use him much. I caught him with a good right hand there. I was hoping to finish him, but he's a tough guy, man. He wasn't going to go down without a fight. He fought two tough guys tonight, and He's a tough guy, great wrestler, tough guy.
And you had the stamina despite 2 other fights to get to the finals. What's going through your mind backstage before you walk out?
That's what I trained for. You know, I didn't train for one 5-minute round. I trained hard for 25 minutes. I thought I would be in the finals. I trained hard enough to be in the finals, and you know, hard work pays off. It goes to show that all that running and lifting and all the cardio, you know, we do back home pays off. So I want to thank all my training partners back in Rochester, 4th Street Box Gym. I couldn't do it without you guys.
Well, you did the training, you got the strikes, and now you got the belt. Congratulations, Travis View, Yamma's first heavyweight tournament champion.
Thanks, Jeff. I want to thank Yamma for the opportunity. They treat fighters awesome, you know, very professionally. I want to thank Bob. It was a great show, and I hope I can come back and compete. It was fun.
Very good. Congratulations. Bruce, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. So Travis View is our first champion in Yamma Pit Fighting, as he gets through the evening by winning 3 bouts. Earlier tonight, Pat Smith with some ground and pound, getting Butterbean to verbally tap out at 317. He won 1 super fight, and Oleg Taktarov with a knee bar at 150 of the first round was able to beat Mark Kerr in his super fight. But it was Travis View who really ended up the first star of Yamma Pit Fighting, and he did it by showing us a wide array of ability.
Yeah, technical ability. And I liked him. I liked him from the start.
Yeah, Travis View, he came in real shape. He looked really, really good. Heck, the picture of him on some of the websites make him look a little puffy. He isn't puffy. He is ripped. And with all that experience from all those fights, a lot of good people that he's been in a cage with or in the Yamma with, he has the skills that need to get it done. He's a solid wrestler and a good striker.
And, you know, he told us he expected to face Tuksher, so he kind of thought this whole thing through, and that's not being arrogant or cocky. It's just really having a plan.
And a big game plan, an accurate one. I'd like to see him get a couple more skills in there. You know, unfortunately, you know, he looks like a really dominant wrestler, but I'd like to see him, you know, be able to use his legs and hands a little better.
Jeff, final thoughts about the Yamma Pit, which we saw tonight. Did you see anything that you didn't expect? Did you see stuff that you did expect, and why?
I only saw a couple fighters actually get up to the fence, and that's really what the Yamma was designed for, is to keep the action in the center. So I was really happy with that. There are a little bit of things when you're backing up. If you're not ready to go up an incline, you go down in a hurry and in a ball. So I was really impressed that the Yamma, the structure, did what it was designed to do. Fighting stayed mainly on the white surface, the flat area, and that keeps the environmental factor out of the fight.
All right, guys, it was a lot of fun. John Peretti, Jeff Platnick.
All right, Bruce.
Our announcer, Scott Farrell. We enjoyed working with all you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed the first Yamma Pit Fighting from the Taj Mahal here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And the champion, the first champion, Travis View. Don't forget, we've got a fight coming up on June 21st. It's the middleweight title fight, 160 to 185 pounds, plus a master super fight and a women's super fight to go with it. You can always go to www.yammapitfighting.com to fill out a questionnaire about tonight, and also weigh in with any of your thoughts, and grab a T-shirt along the way. That's always a
That is
bonus.
a free T-shirt for filling out that survey.
That's it from Atlantic City, from the Mark Kerr Arena. Hope you enjoyed it, and good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen.